Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Johnny Moore, will you please come to the announcer's table? Johnny Moore to the announcer's booth.
The whole time. In your name we ask, Jesus. Amen.
All right, remain standing for the national anthem. All right, attention to the pitch. Young Guns, let's get them up. Young Guns, let's get them up. Junior Sprint, start making your way over here. Junior Sprint, start making your way over here. Non-wing, start getting ready. Non-wing, start getting ready. Young Guns, you're needed in staging now. Young Guns, make your way over here. Junior Sprint, start getting ready. Non-wing, start getting ready. Gonna go with junior sprint heat race action here. Your pole setter will be the 99L out of Ada, Oklahoma. It's Caden Lane. Caden Lane in the 99L. To the outside will be the 24 of Cam Aker from Fletcher, Oklahoma. Young Guns, let's get them up. Young Guns, let's get them up. Non-wing, let's get them over here. Non-wing, let's get them over here. Everybody listen up. We are trying to beat the possible weather, so when you guys are called, y'all need to get over here now. Late in the early lead in the 99, followed by Anchor in the 24. Lane still holding on to the lead. Anchor still right there. Anchor trying to work the bottom side up. Lane working top side, coming down just a little bit as they go down the back straightaway. White flag is in the air. We got one more time around for the 99L of Caden Lane. Checker flag in the air. Your heat race win goes to Caden Lane, followed by Cam Aker. Young Guns, you got a few minutes left. Young Guns, you got to get over here.
There's not another wire, is there?
Non-wing, let's get him up. Non-wing, let's get him up. Non-wing, let's get him over here.
That ain't gonna work. That one's
Young Guns, non-wings, y'all get them over here. Young Guns, non-wing, get them over here. Junior 1, start getting ready. Junior 1, start getting ready.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
All right, Young Guns heading out to the racetrack. Your first car out will be the 11E out of Choctaw, Oklahoma. Easton Shive. To the outside will be the 45G from Newcastle, Oklahoma. It's Jasmine Garrison.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1.
And the Young Guns are off for heat race action. Easton Shive in the 11G. Jasmine Garrison in the 45G. I'll get the 11G fired back up here for Easton Shive. 45 around to the front stretch. Well, once again here this weekend, we got a nice visitor. Neil, how are you doing, sir?
I'm great now that I figured out how to work this microphone. It doesn't do worth a dang without a cord.
That's right. That's usually one of the key components you got to have.
Between batteries and cords, that's all the problems I've had with microphones the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Did you get out here for the rain last night?
I did not. No, I was working last night, so.
Well, you missed a floater, I promise you.
I saw some pictures. It looked like it came in pretty good.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad, but we had the trailer open. We was out here for practice. Of course, it didn't happen, but we had the trailer open and everything. We're standing in the back of it, and it was raining on us in the back of the trailer. It was blowing from the east. Ooh. And then it would blow from the west, and then it would north and south. It was kind of fun.
I will tell you, I'm glad for this weather break. A nice, cool night tonight here at 81 Raceway as the Young Guns get back underway here. Easton Shive showing away in the 11E. Then you got Jasmine Garrison in that 45G.
It's hard to realize these kids are only like 4 years old in these cars, and you watch them and you're just like, go, 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 but they don't know to go.
To them right now, they are flying around this racetrack.
Yeah, they're doing 100 down the turnpike just like we do on a normal everyday, but it's fun to watch them at this age because you know the coordination is not quite where it needs to be and stuff, but they're 4 years old. And it's hard to realize they're just 4 years old. That's like I tell myself every day when my daughter's out here, she's 12. And it's hard for me to get that through my head because my son, we just have looks we give each other and we know what the other one's saying. She knows the looks, but she just doesn't know what to do with them.
She looked good. Looked like you had it running during hot laps and stuff, so.
Finally got that thing headed the right direction. Now if we can just keep it off the fence and keep all the wheels rolling and stuff, she'll be all right.
Easton Shive coming around here in the 11G. So got Jasmine Garrison there in the 45G. Trying to get these kiddos to put a little bit more pedal to the metal here. The white flag is in the air. One more time around here. Shive's going to go down low, try to get by the 45G.
Oh.
Looks like the 45. Yeah, still running. Checkered flag will wave, though, for the 11E of Easton Shive. A round of applause here. Let's clobber home as Jasmine Garrison comes around turns 3 and 4 to take the checkered flag for heat race action. And checkered flag it is.
Did I hear them right? There's 106 cars out here tonight.
I think I looked over and saw 109 here
109.
lately.
I hope you didn't want to go to bed early.
Yeah. We started a little bit earlier than normal, so hopefully we can, I'm not going to say that dreaded word, but hopefully we beat the weather.
Well, definitely we should not have an issue with track drying out.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because I know Kirk was out here every day putting water on it, getting it ready, working it in. And then Mother Nature giving her 2 cents last night. It looked really good out here.
I'm a little bit jealous. You know, I'm 10, 15 miles that way. We didn't get any rain last night.
Well, you missed out because I guarantee you, if it wasn't an inch over here, it didn't have a cloud in the sky.
Yeah,
Because right over the trailer, we were over here on the north side of the pit area because there just wasn't nobody over there, so we just pulled in over there. You could look straight up in the sky. It was just as blue as it could be.
Yeah.
Sun shining like mad, raining like crazy.
We had a lot of thunder and a lot of noise, but no wet stuff at the house last night.
We were watching lightning bolts last night. You'd see that little flicker go down and do its thing, and them are bad enough. But then you'd see those ones that would come down and just stay there for a second or two, and those were good and hot.
Absolutely. Junior 1, let's get him up. Junior 1, let's get him up. 125s, let's go. 125s, let's get him up. Junior 1s and 125, let's get them up. Non-wingers hit the track now for heat race action. Your pole car, the 2J out of Yukon, Oklahoma. That's Jerry Schritter. To the outside, the 75 from Dodge City, Kansas. That'll be Deacon McRoberts. Inside the next row, the 01K from Goldsby, Oklahoma's Briley Kilmer. To the outside will be the 3K from Burt Burnett, Texas, of Kylie Pennington. And then on your back, it looks like it is Case Piper into 6. Flatman gives on the 1 to go. We're going racing this time around now. Side by side of the line, green flag is in the air. Oh, the high side hustlers back into 75. Deacon McRoberts up to the high side, leading lap number 1. Schritter back to second, and you got Briley Kilmer looking for second now down to the bottom side. Kilmer goes. Kilmer will take over the second place. And still Deacon McRoberts to that high side, leading the right around. Kilmer now finding the far side around the bottom side. Gonna dive down low again. And Roberts holds her off as they go into 1 and 2. Roberts takes the line away down the back straightaway. Runs up about the middle of the track now. We got 1 right to go. White flag is in the air for Deacon McRoberts. McRoberts down the back straightaway into turn 3. Out of turn 4. Your heat race win will go to Deacon McRoberts, followed by Briley Kilmer. Will be Jerry Schritter. And Piper in 4th. And then you will have Pennington rounding out your field in 5th.
David, did you find some mud?
Just a little bit.
McRoberts got up there. He was talking about you after that last race. He said he's going to throw a little more mud at you.
He did. He got up there and got me a few times. I'll tell you what, though, it is nice and wet and it is nice and soft.
I saw that clump that hit the back wall and it just stuck. And then just kind of slid down a little bit. So that's all, we laugh about that, but that's awesome on those tires.
Oh, yeah.
Because these
125
tires with the right air pressure, they're just gonna grab all the way around that tire and give them a lot of shove.
125s. You need to go over staging. 125s. Mod flats. Let's get them ready. Mod flats. Let's get them ready. Junior 2s. Start getting them ready. Junior 2s. Start getting them ready. Junior 1, Heat 1 out on the racetrack, scheduled to be on the pole. Out of Pecasset, Oklahoma will be the 22K of Cooper Kluver. To the outside, driving to 45. From Chetal, Oklahoma, it'll be Weston Hicks. Your second row inside is scheduled to be the Oklahoma City driver 13E of Emma Chitwood. On the outside, from Choctaw, Oklahoma, will be the 77 of Maverick Hunter. And your final starter of this heat race from Yukon, Oklahoma, driving the 88E, that'll be Lincoln Ezell. There we go, getting the 77 now in the spot behind the 45. Looks like a lineup is now good. All cars reported. So Junior 1, Heat 2, you're up next. 125s, you need to be in staging. 125s in staging. Mod flat, let's get them up. Mod flat, let's get them up. Junior 2, start getting ready. Junior 2, start getting ready. Here we go, looking for a clean green start here. Green flag is in the air, and we are running again for Junior 1, heat race number 1. Kluver is going to jump out to the early lead in the 22K, followed by Hicks in second. And you have the 77 of Hunter third. Ezell in fourth. Chitwood rounding out your field in fifth. Ezell makes a move to take over the third spot. And give chase now to the 45. Down low, looking to take away second. He'll have second down the back straightaway. Now Kluver all under pressure now as Ezell looks to the bottom side. Kluver holding off. Oh, Kluver a little sideways, going to open it up. And he's going to give the lead to Lincoln Ezell as the white flag waves. One more time around now for Ezell in the 88. Kluver spinning around, getting the back up, loses the spot. But coming out of turn 4, your heat race win goes to the 88E of Lincoln Ezell, followed by the 45 of Hicks, then the 22K of Kluver, the 77 of Hunter, and the 13 of Chitwood.
I honestly think Lincoln does that on purpose. He draws a big number to get in the back of the pack just so he can drive through.
Get some passing points and have some fun.
Well, if you haven't ever done it, driving through the field is a lot of fun. The bad thing is they don't know you're coming.
Right, yeah, for sure. All right, heat number 2, fixing to roll out onto the racetrack. Your lineup will look like this. 125s, let's get them up. 125s, let's get them up. Mod flats, let's get them up. On the pole will be the 7D1 out of Rogers, Arkansas. That's Jules Dement. To the outside will be the 8R out of Newcastle, Oklahoma, Riker Sazowski. Next row from Pecasset, Oklahoma, the 16G of C.J. Garrett. On the outside from Enid, Oklahoma, driving the 31, wait, Jack Ratliff. And the final starter of this heat race, also from Rogers, Arkansas, driving the 7D, will be Gemma Dement. Green flag in the air. Ratliff making a quick move to go to second. A little bit of contact there. To the high side, though, goes the 7D. Gemma Dement to the high side. Taking over the lead. Ratliff now taking over second. away from Sawyer. And then you have the 31 of C.J. Garrett and the 71 of Jules DeMint. Jules going around the 31 machine, taking over fourth, or the 16 machine. Oh, back in. Oh, hard hit right there. Yellow flag out. Yellow flag out.
You could feel that one up here.
Yeah, that one took a nice hit right there.
The only good thing looked like it was just a couple of wings come together, but man, you could feel it.
Looks like he is good to go, moving around, going to get the car fired back up. Check on the 7D1. Looks like the 7D1 may be done for the heat race.
It's hard not to root these kids on when they're going around the track.
Yeah, it is. You know, because they're just that step up from that young gun. So this is this next kind of step up for those kids and stuff. So some of them are still kind of that younger age.
Well, there's one of them out there, and I'm not going to give him the announcer's jinx tonight, but I got to flag his very first race, and when he come by the flag stand, his eyes were like silver dollars. You see his heart beat through the belts. I mean, his eyes were big. Had not a clue what he was fixing to do, but he knew he was going to do it.
Right.
And to see the way he's come up so far and running out there right now, holding onto that car, getting banged around, it's just amazing to watch him, and you just want to cheer all the way.
Absolutely. He's done a good job so far here in heat race action tonight. Looks like we're going to come around to the one to go one more time around. Be Jimmy DeMint leading the way, followed by Ratliff in the 31 and Garrett in the 16. And then you have Sazonski in the 8. Checker flag waves. Your winner will be Jimmy DeMint, followed by Jack Ratliff. Then you got C.J. Garrett and Riker Sazonski.
I can brag about him now, Dave, but the checkered flag fell. Jack Ratliff has got to be one of my favorite drivers just because, like I said, when I flagged his first race, he come by the flag stand.
Attention to pits, 30B, 125. You are needed in staging now if you're going to race. 30B in the 125s. You're needed in staging now if you are going to race your heat race.
But, yeah, watching him come around that flag stand, his eyes were big as silver dollars. See his heartbeat just pumping. He had a death grip on the steering wheel, and he couldn't find the gas pedal.
Couldn't find a gas pedal, but they're young.
But to watch him out there now, he just ran that thing up into second place, got beat all the way around the first couple of laps. Him and another car all together right there just banging, and it's just fun to watch. And to see the smile on his face now that he comes around and
Absolutely.
the confidence.
That's the best thing about it, is watching these kids grow and get faster and faster each and every week, and the leaps that they make. Here it looks like we're missing a couple of 125s.
Well, that's one thing this driver right here doesn't have. He's got confidence all
Hey,
over
for
the
future,
place.
you can't go through here with that. Mod flats, you need to be in staging. Mod flats, you need to be in staging. Junior twos, let's start getting them ready. Junior twos, let's start getting them ready. So it looks like we lost our pole car of Kelby Fetters. So our two cars here, we'll see where they line them up, but it'll be the 70K from Submit, Oklahoma. That's Henry Rogers. And then the 30B from Iowa Park, Texas, to be Bryson Brewer. All right, here we go. Lights are out. flag is in the air. We are running here for the 125/Mod Outlaw heat race action. Kluber Rogers is going to jump out to that lead in that 70K. Brewer in second. Rogers still showing away here in that 70K, followed by Brewer in the 30B. Junior twos, let's get them in staging. Junior twos, let's get them in staging. Checker flag waves. Your heat race win will go to Henry Rogers in the 70K, followed by Bryson Brewer in the 30B. Junior twos, start getting over staging. Junior twos, start getting over staging. Stock flat, you need to start getting them ready. Stock flats, you need to start getting them ready.
You know, we're talking about confidence. That's something that none of these drivers want to see Rogers get. That young man does not know how not to push the gas pedal.
He has definitely come a long way in the last year or so that I've been watching him run. So he's definitely getting quicker each and every night.
He's just so smooth.
Yeah.
You watch him whip that thing around and it's just smooth. Here's all the excitement right here.
Yeah, mod flat heat race action. Your pole car be the 75C of Chance Monday from Wayne, Oklahoma. Outside the 82 of Tyler Sampson. Next row, Josiah Robinson in the 03 and Ty Whipple in the 7. Your final row will be Nicole Hunter from the 72 machine and Micah Quiver in the 9.
I think they're trying to say that the inside second row is the one that jumped.
Yeah. Yeah, but the 72 up in front into the second row there. Here we go now. Got to be side by side at the line over here at the exit of turn 4. There we go. That's a better start there for the mod flats. Oh, a little bit of contact. Sampson coming to a stop over there. He'll get it fired back up and rejoin the field.
I think that was just a small case of a little too much for the track right then.
Yeah, looks like they still got a lot of little greasiness in her, which is good. It'll stay nice and tacky the whole night. Maybe Kirk won't have to do as much work on it and stay nice and green and ready to go for everybody. Definitely won't dry out tonight, that's for sure.
Well, that's what they got to understand. That wet track is not going to give them any excuses. It's going to make them drive these things.
Like maybe the cone broke. I have issues with the cone, but up front it is Monday in that 75, showing the way.
The first one that figures out the throttle control is going to be the biggest mover, I think.
Still Monday showing the way in that machine. Looks like the E72. Oh, Monday trouble for your leader now. Monday giving it up now. Nicole Hunter out front. Nicole Hunter will get the heat race win followed by Josiah Robinson, Micah Quiver. And I believe Ty Whipple, it looks like had problems for Chance Monday. Your leader coming to the white flag, just stopped on the front stretch.
I'm not too sure his chain's still on there. But he had it won. It was his to lose. And sure enough, the racing god said no.
Looks like it may have been something to that effect for Sampson as well, because he got to push off the track from another cart.
Yep. Tyler's car is either flying or sitting still, unfortunately. But he's always got the power.
Hey, he's always got a smile on his face, too, for the most
it don't
part.
matter if he wrecks it or he wins the thing. He's grinning just as big. To tell you the truth, I didn't think I'd ever see him smile as big as he did in Enid at Christmas when he won the Amish race, his first A feature ever. But he's been out here every Friday and Saturday night that we ran, and he's just so giddy, it's almost scary.
Absolutely. Looks like Kirk's going to lay a little water on that top side there.
Now, if I understand correctly, the stock flat class is running for $250 to win tonight and $500 to win tomorrow night.
I believe that is correct, and they have got the biggest, 6, 12, 18 entries in the stock flats tonight.
Goodness. You want to bet there's at least 5 more tomorrow night?
I would bet. We got 20 250s, 5 powder puffs tonight, 11 junior 3s, and 16 500. So really good for a Friday night.
Well, you got to let people get off work, get out here. That's why the late start helps us get these cars with 109 cars on a Friday night. That's impressive.
Absolutely. I bet you tomorrow night we could probably at least maybe creep to the 120s, I would imagine.
I bet so, but unfortunately, I have to go to my other job tomorrow night.
That's right. You guys are ready to rock and roll over at I-44 tomorrow night?
We're going to have every class out there tomorrow night. Going to have a great time like we always do. We had a race last Saturday, and I almost couldn't finish the rest of the night. We had 4 lead changes in 1 and 2.
Wow.
We had 2 lead changes down the back straightaway and 2 lead changes in turn 3 and 4. And when they came to the line, they were side by side, 2 back. And we were just waiting on one racing god to thump one car and upset the entire apple cart. The scorers were looking at me because I was yelling so loud they couldn't hardly stand it in the box. But you couldn't be excited on something like that.
Right. Was it non-wing?
Yes.
That's
And they were throwing sliders on the front straightaway, down the back straightaway. When they do the crossover, somebody was there to cross them up.
wow.
I mean, it was just insane.
I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of non-wing races at I-44 over my years, being the announcer out there for over 5 years and stuff. And they are probably my favorite class to watch. I love going to Port and seeing everybody run non-wing when they run their non-wing nationals like they did last weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, that is some of the best racing you'll see.
I don't know what it is, but when they take the tops off, they're completely different drivers. And I mean, they throw them things, and you can see the back ends dancing. But oh my gosh, if you can't get excited over a race that changes the lead like 7 or 8 times in one lap, you don't need to be at a racetrack.
Yeah. I don't know if you got to watch last night, but I was laying in bed watching the Indiana Speed Weeks last night and stuff, and they were coming to 3 to go, and they had a 3-car battle, and Bacon put it on the high side. It just passed both cars for the lead, and then the yellow came out.
I saw that in the replay last night. The fun thing about that is if you've never gotten to run the top side of a track like that, you come out and you're on a totally different zip code than everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Your wheel speed, your RPMs are so much higher than everybody else on the track. You just go down the straightaway, and it's like somebody shot you out of a cannon. The bad part about that is you got to take care of that at the other end of the straightaway.
Uh-huh.
But if it doesn't set right, hang on.
You're right. Absolutely.
Because you can't do a thing with it when it starts walking on you like it does. And and I've been watching them bicycle them cars in the corners, and they hold on to them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, my favorite so far for Speed Week has been the drop kick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got
O'Leary.
I got to give it to him. When he got out of the car, you knew it was going to happen.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could tell the camera guy knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, he followed him all
went-
the way around.
Well, before he even got out of the car, he was looking to trying to find him. But in his defense, I understand why he was upset, and I do agree. Take it out on the track, leave it on the track. I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
But good drivers don't need to drive like that.
Absolutely, yeah. And that said driver was the cause of the yellow as well when Bacon took the lead and stuff. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
it just kind of follows him around a little bit.
I hate to say it, but Bacon deserved to go do that more than Leary did. Because that was not even a haymaker. That was just a slice in the dark.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't there.
No,
It was-
it was not when he threw it. And I think he knew it wasn't there when he threw it.
As many years as that young man's been driving, and how many races he's been in, there's no way he didn't know that wasn't going to be the result. I think he was hoping it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah.
He was trying to use the old door banger, 8 tires are better than 4.
Right.
But you know as well as I do, if you're in a full body car on the stock side of it, they'll hold on. But the sprint cars they're too finicky to even try it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Anything with open wheel, you're testing it way too many times on that whole side of it.
And everybody laughs because everybody knows race car drivers don't know how to slow themselves down. But sometimes sitting behind the wheel, you got to let out just a second. Let that guy let that guy make his mistake. Because if he'd have went into that corner like he was headed, he would have slid so far up the wall, might not have even caught him.
Right.
And you would have been, you could have crossed him right over, went on, and you still had a car to race for the night.
Yeah.
But, even as good as Bacon and his crew are, they couldn't have got that car back together if they tried. That one was done.
Yeah, it was done, absolutely.
But one thing I like about it is sprint cars, it doesn't matter if it's got a 196 clone on it or if it's got a big 410 hanging in it. Sprint cars are just fun, and they're totally different animals.
Yeah, I love watching sprint cars. I love having flow too. I mean, especially this time of year right now, you've got speed weeks going on. Not only speed weeks for Indiana, but you have the ASCS speed weeks going on. We watched the Tulsa show the other night and stuff, and Creek, I guess, they rained out tonight. So and they ran, I think, Dodge City last night.
Yep.
And stuff. And I think they go to, I think they're in Caney tomorrow?
If you're ever close to a track that's advertising an ASCS race, you've got to go.
Oh.
Those cars are not outlaw sprint cars. The motor restrictions they've got on them and the tire rules, but they are some of the most competitive sprint cars you will ever see, just because they've regulated them so tight that you can't put a tire on without them knowing about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you don't just go out there and throw a 98W on the back of that thing and just drive around.
Some of the best times I ever had is we ran ASCS National Tour for 3 years. We won Rookie of the Year our first year, and then we finished in the top 10 all 3 years that we ran it and stuff. But, man, running up and down the road, going just about anywhere and everywhere, that was some of the best times we ever had as a race team.
I tell you, people laugh. A lot of people think racing people are just a bunch of rednecks, go out and play in the dirt. I have had more fun with this group of rednecks out here in the dirt then I can say I've had neighborhood block parties.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, you do something to your car, it's damaged. You've got 15 people over there giving you parts and helping you put them on.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't, and they don't want them back. They don't care. Go out there and race. If you tear it up, you know, it's going to get tore up anyway.
We'll figure it out anyways. We'll
Yeah,
figure it out
we'll work it
somewhere.
out later.
Yeah.
I'll need something somewhere down the road. And it's, you know, it's just something that people, if you get to come out to a racetrack, just watch behind the fence or get a pit pass and just stand back and watch how these, you know, the guys that don't like each other are helping each other.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know, they put them visors down, they're totally different people, but when they take the helmets off and they get out of the seats, everybody back here is almost best friends, and if you need something and they hear you need it, boom, there it is.
I've seen more often than not of something, if something happened on track and they may have bumped, may have put one guy out, that guy will go over, he'll apologize and say, hey, man, if you need whatever, come on over here, we'll get you fixed up so we can run the next race.
Well, the best part about it is all these drivers out here are in the same spot. They're all sitting in the same seat. They're all sitting there holding onto the same steering wheel. They got the same helmet on. They go out there. The cars are the only difference. Now, if I get my car working better than yours, great. If I got to follow you around the track, not so great, but I'm not mad at you because I didn't do my job in the garage during the week.
Absolutely.
But it's always fun because now we know we're going to come out here and strap these things on, and we're going to go out here and just try to beat each other and wear each other out and get going and just have a blast.
Yep, exactly. Perfect example of some of these kids coming up right here. They're going to come out here. They're going to race hard. After a while, they're going to be coming here playing in the dirt, just chilling and relaxing.
Well, if you watch these kids, they're all out here running around, throwing mud at each other, throwing dirt clods, and the next thing you know, they're in each other's trailer getting something to drink.
Right, absolutely. All right, cars back on the racetrack. Junior 2s. Lincoln Ezel will be your pole car in that 88E. On the outside will be the 11G of Gentry Shive. Your next row will be the 7D of Jim and Dement and the C19 of Carson Johnson. Your third and final row will be the 7 of Rylan Graff and the 8L of Wyatt Baum. Green flag in the air. We are back racing here tonight. 81 Raceway right here in Minko, Oklahoma. It's like Gentry Shive is going to jump out to the early lead in the 11G. Ezel falling in the second in that 88 machine. It's like the C19 trying the high side just a little bit. Shive gives up the bottom and Ezel takes advantage. Shive back to the inside, getting a little bit on the bird. Together back up now. Ezel starting to stretch out just a little bit with that lead. Shive in second. Then you've got the C19 of Johnson running third, Graff fourth. The AL of Baum, and then Dement rounding out your field. White flag waves one more time around for Lincoln Ezel in the 88E. No change to the field as the 19 goes underneath the 7, but out of turn 4, your heat race win goes to Lincoln Ezel. Gentry Shive is going to finish second, Graff third. Then at 19 of Johnson fourth, Baum fifth, and Dement rounding out your field. All right, heat number 2 about to roll out onto the speedway. Your pole car will be the Mustang Oklahoma number 77 of Justin Smith Jr. To the outside from Enid, Oklahoma will be the 21C of Cole Dirksen. Your next row will be the 80K from Pecasset, Oklahoma. It will be Jet Kluver. On the outside from Eufaula, Oklahoma is scheduled to be the X2 of Kane Matlock. On your final row, the 11B out of Pecasset, Oklahoma's Eli Garrett. And on the outside from Wichita Falls, Texas will be the 99 of Remington Cantwell.
This one's going to be fun, David.
Yeah, it is. You've got Matlock starting on the outside there. And then you've got...
Oh, no.
Oh, got one stopped, it looks like. Is that our pole car there of Smith? There we go. Get them all fired back up, back in their spots here.
Matlock coming from that second row is going to be fun to watch as he works his way through. He's always fast.
He is. They're always fast here. He was fast a couple weeks ago. So he'll be able to put it on the high side there. A little bit of a slow. Got connected up there. Two of them collected over there. Looks like the Matlock machine, and I think that's the 99 also of Cantwell over there.
Not too sure one of them wasn't having a problem. It sounded like one of them engines was not talking very pretty.
Yeah, it definitely looked like one of them may have stalled there at the start and kind of bunched him up just a little bit. So like problems for the X2. All right, lights are out. Here we go. Going to try another start here for the second heat race of the Junior 2s. Green flag back in the air. Now the 21C getting a good jump there. Dirksen to the high side. Dirksen, Kluver, Smith, Cantwell, and Garrett leading that lap one. Dirksen still showing the way in the 21C. Followed by Kluver in the 80K. You got Cantwell in the 99. Justin Smith Jr. in the 77. And Garrett in the 11B as a white flag waves. Coming down the back straight away into turn 3. Out of turn 4. Your heat race win will go to the 21C of Cole Dirksen. Followed by Jet Kluver, Remington Cantwell. And then it'll be Eli Garrett and Justin Smith Jr. rounding out the field.
That's one of those heat races that makes you real nervous. You want to go up there and you want to get the points, but at the same time you just want to survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that one was just kind of a survival mode for everybody. But
I think unfortunately we may have hit Matlock with the announcer's curse on that one.
Yeah, but you know what? Now he's probably a little upset out there in that car getting to sit and watch that. If they get that thing straightened out for the A feature, you might want to hang on to your hat, turn it around backwards, because he's going to make it interesting.
Absolutely.
But I don't think he's going to make it near as interesting as this next group coming out.
Yeah, it's going to get, let's get through the heat races. Let's get the wildness in the A feature later on. Let's just get through these here.
You have your main events and you have your warm-up fights. We're just going to do the main event right here.
Absolutely.
This class will go main event all night long. You let them on the track.
250s, you need to start getting ready. 250s, start getting ready. Powder Puff, let's get them up. Powder Puff. All right, stock flat. Your heat race is scheduled to look like this. It looks like the 73 did not make the call. So it looks like the 221 of Tommy Bonstead will be on the pole out of Hennessy, Oklahoma. To the outside, the 1 of Dylan Bergeron from Choctaw, Oklahoma. Your next row looks like it'll have the 20 of Hunter Reed and the 1X of Colin Spriggs. And your final starter is scheduled to be the 58 of Keith Reed.
I'm going to put my eyes on that 20 car. Reed is a very smooth driver, so this could play right into his hand the way the track's set up.
Absolutely. Let's take a look here, looking for a green flag. Green flag is in the air. Bergeron will lead lap number 1, followed by Hunter Reed, then Spriggs, Bonstead, and Keith Reed rounding out your field here early. Steele, Bergeron in the 1. Hunter Reed still in second, stalking right now as they go down the back straightaway. Colin Spriggs, Tommy Bonstead, and Keith Reed rounding out your field. This battle is shaping up for the lead as we get the white flag in the air. Bergeron down low. He's going to protect that bottom side, slides up a little bit, but he will hold off for the heat race win. Is Bergeron, followed by Hunter Reed, then Colin Spriggs and Tommy Bonstead. It was like problems for Keith Reed there coming to the checkers.
Berglund had some turf tire experience working there for him on that slick track, but the best part of watching him go through there is he didn't really change his line from what he runs in the turf tire on Saturday nights.
No, not at all. He's right down there. He protected it. He slid up coming out of turn 4 just a little bit.
I started getting a little worried. They were coming out of 2 awful high. And that back fence will give you a bad sense of security back there.
That will reach out and grab you really quickly if you get too close to that thing.
And it's not the when you're walking across the dance floor, that good-looking girl you want to grab either.
Yeah.
That's the bad one. That one there will grab you and pull you right up.
Yeah, absolutely. Heat number 2 going to roll out onto the racetrack. From Ryan, Oklahoma, driving the 12. That's going to be Trey Shockley. To the outside with the 03X from Newcastle, Oklahoma, would be Barry Robinson. Second row on the inside, starting third, the 12M from Minko, Oklahoma, will be Mike Smith. To the outside, the 72 of Nick Hunter. Your final row from the 01 from Mustang, Oklahoma, will be Chelsea Davis. And the final starter on the outside of row number 3 will be the Yukon, Oklahoma, number 56 of Chad Riley.
Talk about track favorites. Between the 72 and the 56, they both like tracks just like this. Looks like the 12M did not make the call.
They just got it fired up, it sounds like. Maybe. Did not get it started. I'm going to push it back as we go green flag here. Oh, look at that battle there. 4 of them right there together. Mike Smith leading the early first lap. That is Nick Hunter, Chad Riley, Mike Smith back to third. We have the 01 of Chelsea Davis sitting fourth. And the 03 machine of Robinson. Barry Robinson rounding out your field. Look at that battle for the lead. Oh, a little high. Chad Riley to the bottom side. White flag is in the air. Riley will lead that lap there. See a little crossover here move. See if they can go back. Riley goes to the bottom, holds him off. Your heat race win will go to Chad Riley, followed by Nick Hunter. Then it'll be Chelsea Davis taking third. Mike Smith back to fourth.
The dirty mullet from the back.
I tell you what, we got 18 of these guys out there tonight for the day main. That is going to be one wild feature.
Well, you know all these stock flat drivers are just trying to show what they've got right now to let everybody know, I'm the big dog. Get back. I'm going to be on the pole, and I'm going to run this thing, and I'm going to pass you as I come wreck around.
Absolutely, they will be. Looks like Chad Reed's probably going to be the early leader for pole, starting last and winning that heat race. So see if anybody from the back here can make their way up to the front to try to challenge for that pole tonight. We got heat number 3 out here on the track. Your pole car out of Garber, Oklahoma, the 175 of Kirsten Bradley. To the outside in the 78 will be the Torrance, California, Tyler Sampson. Your next row, the 66 from Edmond, Oklahoma, Nicole Terry. And the 03 from Josiah Robinson. Your final row from Choctaw, Oklahoma will be the 48 of Mickey Pearson. And a 00 from Hayesville, Kansas, Ryan Swigert. Sampson pulling double duty tonight. He goes to the high side. He'll fall back to second after lap number 1. Nicole Terry will lead that lap. It is now after lap 2 is Terry, Robinson, Sampson, Swigert, Bradley, and Pearson rounding out your field. Pearson making a move to go up to 5th. And still Nicole Terry showing the way in the 66. Followed by Robinson in the 03. Sampson in the 78 tonight in this class. White flag is in the air. We got one more time around down the back straightaway. Another battle for the lead. Nicole Terry trying to hold on. And she will pick up the heat race win, followed by Josiah Robinson, Tyler Sampson 3rd, Ryan Swigert 4th, Mickey Pearson 5th, and Kirsten Bradley 6th.
I've been talking to Nicole Terry for about the last week or so. She's been working on getting that cart set up and getting it turning. Said it just wasn't quite turning like she wanted it to, and she just didn't quite have the power. It looks like she's got that thing figured out.
Looks like they definitely have got something figured out on it tonight. She's looking good there in heat race action.
And hats off to Swigert. He sat back there and was just watching. He did not get up there, push the issue, let it run. Terry get him down the straightaways, but he could try to make up some ground in the corners. He was just surviving to get to that $250.
Absolutely. No need to there in the heat race action. You got a good points deal. Let's go to the feature and let's give it hell then.
Let's just survive. We got to get to the A feature before we can win the money.
Yeah. 250s out on the racetrack for heat race action. Powder Puff, you're up next. Junior 3s, let's start getting them ready. Junior 3s, let's start getting them ready. 3 heat races here for the 250s. On the pole, out of Amarillo, Texas, driving a 75A, that's Ace Bledsoe. To the outside for the 75 from Dodge City, Kansas, is Deacon McRoberts. Your next row for the 8B from Burnett, Texas, will be Bryler Pennington. To the outside, the 93B from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's Broden Brown. On the inside of the next row, the 23S from Iowa Park, Texas, is Grayson Simmons. To the outside from Rogers, Arkansas, will be the 7D of Jace Dement. And your final starter of the E race here will be the Cement, Oklahoma, number 70K of Henry Rogers. 250 heat race action, one of three. You got to be side by side over here at that line. Green flag is in the air. Look there, McRoberts to the high side. Almost side by side is Bledsoe and McRoberts. Roberts to the high side. Bledsoe working that bottom line. It is Bledsoe showing the way, followed by McRoberts in the 75. Then you've got Dement up there in the third. And then it's Pennington, Rogers, Simmons, and Brown rounding out your field. Bledsoe still working that bottom side, but Roberts trying to find a different way around. Working the bottom, keeping pace with Bledsoe as they go through. Then you got Dement sitting third. A little bit of gap from third back to fourth now. Starting to go as we get one. Looks like we got 2 to go maybe. 2 more times around as they come down the back straightaway. They'll see the white flag. White flag in the air for Ace Bledsoe in the 75. Keegan Roberts second. Dement third. Down the back straightaway. Your heat race win will go Ace Bledsoe, followed by Deacon Roberts, Jake Dement, Henry Rogers, Grayson Simmons, and Broden Brown rounding out your field. Wow.
You could see the grip McRoberts was getting coming off the turns, just pulling that front end up.
Yeah, absolutely. He started on the high side there early, came down to the bottom and ran in those tire tracks. But I'll tell you what, 9.106, the fastest lap around that last time. Henry Rogers at 9.106.
God, that is flying.
Every one of them was in 9.1 or 9.2.
Jeez. And that's just the heat race.
That's just the heat race.
And you could tell McRoberts was just sitting back there, surviving the heat, get to the A. Because there's no money in the heat races.
It pays $0. The big money comes later on.
But it is so much fun to watch the power that these cars have, the 250s, the 500s, and pulling the front end up as they come out of the turn is just wow. Because you know there's no control at that point. It's just point and click, and you hope that you pointed and clicked at the right time.
You're just hoping that thing comes down and you can make the turn before it gets too hairy.
If it's not already past the point of no return.
Right.
The best part about it is we don't have to hurt up here.
No.
They're the ones that get the jostle when it sets down and turns like it does.
All right, heat number 2 going to roll out onto the racetrack. Your pole car is scheduled to be the 23X out of El Reno, Oklahoma, be Braxton Akins. On the outside, the 6J from Wacomas, Oklahoma, be Jayton Goldman. Your next row will be the 01T of Tatum Bonstead. To the outside, we'll have the 2M of Piedmont, Oklahoma's Rose Biggs. Your next row on the inside out of Mays, Kansas, will be the 07A of Avery Morgan. And to the outside will be the 77 of Lucas Hunter from Choctaw, Oklahoma. And then your final starter will be the 86R from Piedmont, Oklahoma, be Rylan Biggs.
Boy, this one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of really fast cars there. And spread out throughout the whole deal. They're not all starting up front or starting back. They're pretty much every one of them can make their way to the front.
I was looking for a dad. I wanted to see what Papa Biggs is going to do. And it looks like Mama's right there with him. So this ought to be good. But he's got 2 cars out there on the outside.
Yeah.
The 2M and the 86. And both of them are fast.
It's like
I think that 77's got a flat tire.
It's like it's having issues and not going to fire maybe.
that might have been a blessing in disguise, that thing not starting. Because that tire sure looks flat.
Yeah, it looks pretty low from up here. And, you know, sometimes you never know with them. They like to run them kind of low, but yeah.
When you only run 4 pounds of air pressure in a tire, it sure is hard to get a good look at it.
Right, absolutely.
But, man, they don't like them looking down that low before they start.
Green flag now back. Oh, we got a little contact there early on. You're going to put your pole sitter to the back.
Wow. That got interesting in a hurry.
Yes, it did. It's a tough break for Atkins. Bringing out the yellow as he'll got to go to the back. He's going to try to get back up there, but they're going to point him to the back here in just a minute.
Well, you know you want your spot back, but it's, you know, and it wasn't his fault that he went around. You know, he kind of got a little nudge from the back, but, you know, that rule's set up for a reason.
Yep, and there they go with the 1T. Bonstead going to the back as well as he stopped over there in turns 3 and 4. One thing you could say about that call there is, you know, a lot of people want to call favoritism or everything like that, but Dad just said, hey, you stopped, go to the back. I don't care.
Well, one thing about it, if you've never met David Bonstead, it's black or white. There's no gray area with him. He'll tell you what it is, tell you how it is, and he doesn't care if it's his own kid or your kid. The rule's a rule. You stop on the track, you go to the back.
Exactly.
And Tatum, for some reason, stopped, and that's where he goes. But Tatum will drive through it.
Back to green flag. We're through 1 and 2 now. Goldman's going to lead that first lap there with Rose Biggs in second. Bond said problems to the infield. Goldman, then Briggs. Ryland Briggs sitting third. Rose is second. Oh, Rose gets a little bit sideways. Getting together back up. Clipping the 07, but they keep going. Looks like Ryland Briggs is having problems. He'll pull into the infield. Up front, though, it's still Goldman in the 6J. Now Avery Morgan up to second. And you have Rose Biggs in third. And Braxton Aitken running fourth. White flag is in the air. One more time around for Goldman in the 6J. Avery Morgan sitting second as they come down the back straightaway. Your heat race win will go to Jaden Goldman in the 6J. Avery Morgan second. Rose Biggs third. Braxton Aikens will round out your field in fourth.
Another race of attrition.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like maybe it had some issues with the motor in the 01T. Not quite sure what happened to the 86. I don't know if they lost a chain.
He just pulled up and he was smart enough just to get it off the track, keep it green. But his sister had it rolling, so maybe that was the plan. She had it on fire, let it keep it going.
Absolutely. She did a good job. You know, a couple of weeks ago, they both had some issues in the heat race early on and stuff. So hopefully get the 86 back together of whatever happened. They can come back out here for the A main later on tonight.
Well, I've got to watch these kids grow up and stuff like that. It's been a blast. But the other day, Dad couldn't make it down because he was working.
Uh-huh.
But the son just took over. He made sure Sister's car had everything it needed first. Then he went to work on his own car, made sure it had what it needed, and he just never slowed down. He just kept changing tires, kept fixing what it needed to be fixed. He looked over and he was fixing the carburetor on Sister's car before his race was going first.
Yeah,
So it's good to see it when the kids are out here like that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Our third and final heat race here for the 250s. Looks like problems for the 1J. That's our pole car over there. The 1J having problems. Oh, something broke on. It looks like they're calling for the hook for the 1J of Jordan Drewski. He will not be able to start pole for his heat race. Your outside car is scheduled to be the 17M of Megan Terry. Your next row is scheduled to have the 06 of Briley Kilmer from Goldsby, Oklahoma. And the outside of row number 2 is scheduled to be the Mays, Kansas 15E of Eli Morgan. And then your next row is scheduled to have the 28 of Lois Alcorn, the Enid, Oklahoma driver. And your final starter on the outside is scheduled to be the 14 of Darby Cranford from Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. It's like Kilmer is going to get to go to the front row here, and it looks like Alcorn will move up into the inside of the second row now. Called lights are out. We're going to go racing this time around. Powder Puff, you're up next. Powder Puff, you're up next. Green flag waves here in heat race action. Your third and final heat race of the 250s. Kilmer is going to lead lap number 1, followed by Eli Morgan, Megan Terry, Lois Alcourt, and Darby Cranford rounding out your field. No change there as they go through lap number 2, coming around to finish lap number 3. Eli Morgan all over the backside of Briley Kilmer, trying to get around. Kilmer opens up the bottom just a little bit. Morgan's going to try to take advantage, but Kilmer shuts the door down. Now she slides up a little bit too much. Now they cross over there, down the back straightaway, cross back over at turn number 4. Eli Morgan's going to lead that lap as Kilmer gets right there with him. Briley Kilmer in the 06 battling back. Eli Morgan showing the way in that 15 machine. Now getting a little bit of breathing room. Kilmer trying to get it back up and reel back into 15 machine. The white flag waves one more time around now for Eli Morgan. Down the back chute it goes, no pressure into turn 3, out of turn 4. Your heat race wins go to Eli Morgan, followed by Briley Kilmer. Then it can be Megan Terry coming home 3rd, Lois Alcorn 4th, and Darby Cranford rounding out your top 5. Man, I wanted 5 more laps of that crossover left and right back there.
Wow. Poor Eli was outnumbered out there that race.
Yeah.
But he had all the fast girls with him.
Yeah.
That's what was scary for Eli.
Yeah, he definitely had the fastest women track out there. You got Briley Kilmer right there with me. I mean,
Well, between-
Megan Terry finished 3rd, Lois Alcorn finished 4th. You had Cranford coming home 5th.
Between Briley, Lois, and Megan and Darby, man, them are some of the meanest girls you're going to find in a race car. And he was stuck out there by himself with no help.
No help whatsoever.
And he got lucky.
And
Jordan Drewski dropped out.
Yeah.
Or he'd have had another one out there that was just a mean streak on her. But, man, I tell you what, them girls can drive, and he had to hold his own.
They had a great ride. That battle, that crossover there for that lap and a half, 2 laps between Kilmer and...
Well, Briley's not afraid to put it on either side of you and just drive that thing.
Absolutely not. Speaking of some ladies, here we go, our Powder Puff. So junior 3s, you need to be over staging. Junior 3s over staging. 500s, let's get them up. 500s, let's start getting them up. All right, your pole car is scheduled to be the 17S of Kristen Bradley. To the outside will be the 66 of Nicole Terry. Your next row, the 01 of Chelsea Davis. And the A1 of April Robinson. And your final starter is the 90 of Mabry Robinson. it's going to be Nicole Terry leading that lap there with Bradley in second. Still Terry showing the way, followed by Bradley. Robinson, April Robinson there. Maybe Robinson in fourth. Chelsea Davis back to fifth. Chelsea Davis coming slowly down the front straight, pulling into the infield. Still got Terry out in front. The white flag is waving. Bradley is right there, but can't make a charge. Your heat race win will go to Nicole Terry, followed by Christian Bradley, then April Robinson and Mabry Robinson rounding out your Powder Puff heat race. Junior threes, you are in staging. Junior threes, you're in staging 500s. Let's get them over here. 500s, let's get them over here. Heat number one for Junior threes rolled out on the racetrack, scheduled to be on the pole out of Iowa Park, Texas, driving the 3B. That'll be Natalie Brewer. To the outside will be the C19 from Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's Carson Johnson. Your next row from Mustang, Oklahoma, driving the number 7 will be Rylan Graff. To the outside, driving the 2 from Wacomas, Oklahoma, will be Laney Costello. On the inside of the next row will be the X2 out of Eufaula, Oklahoma, Kane Matlock. And your outside starter is scheduled to be the 01 of Jetmore, Kansas, Kelby Fetters. Here comes Matlock.
I see life in the X2.
Yeah, I don't know what happened earlier in Junior 2s, but it looked like they got it back up and running. They said it was going, and they said the chain was on, it just wouldn't drive, so.
It just, sometimes these things don't want to work. And you worked all week long trying to put them all together right. They still don't want to work.
Right. Green flag in the air here for Junior 3, heat number 1. You need to get back away from the racetrack. You got to stay back away from the racetrack. Up front here it is the 3 machine. That is Brewer showing the way, followed by Johnson in the 19. Then you got Matlock coming up to 3rd. You need to step back away from the racetrack. You have to be 5 feet back from the racetrack. White flag is in the air. Coming down into turns 3 and 4. Your heat race win will go to Brewer in that 3B, followed by the 19 of Johnson. You have to stay 5 feet away from the racetrack. Quick and fast there for the Junior 3 first heat race. I mean, Graf was doing it. He was bouncing around the infield more often than he wanted to.
I don't know if anybody's told Graf that thing's only an inch and a half off the track. But he was taking that inside berm and just bouncing.
All right, heat number 2 going to roll onto the racetrack. Kaylee Martin will drop to the back of this heat race. Your pole car will be the 11G of Gentry Shive with the 099A of Abe Burkholder. To the outside, your next row, you will have Dirksen in the 21C to the inside with Weston Hicks to the outside in that 45. And then your final starter will be that C4 of Kaylee Martin. Burkholder is going to jump out to that early lead in that 99 machine. Followed by the 45 of Hicks and then the 21 of Dirksen up to third. Martin up to fourth. Gentry going to pull it into the infield. Troubles for the Shine machine. Still Burkholder showing the way in that 99. We've got a battle for second now between the 45 of Hicks and the 21C of Dirksen. White flag is in the air one more time around for Burkholder as he goes down the back straightaway. Into turn 3 out of 4. Your heat race win will go to Burkholder. Hicks will hold on for second. Dirksen third. And Kaylee Martin will come home fourth in that heat race action.
Whew, David.
It finished the race?
She finished the race. That was goal number 1. Now goal number 2 is Dad and brother got to go to work. We got to tighten that thing up just a hair more. We made a mistake in loosening that thing up on purpose, trying to get some grip.
Yeah.
But when she went out for hot laps, she told us that the back end wouldn't stay. So we're going to have to tighten that up just a hair more and get her moving a little bit better. But she's staying on the gas. She's kicking the back end out. You know, for only 6 races in the car.
And she's learning. She's coming in telling you how it's feeling. She's giving you feedback on the machine so you guys can make the right choices here.
And she's hung up to her agreement. Whenever the trailer doors open, you have to be out there helping. And she hasn't missed a beat yet. She actually calls me at work before I get off. Do I need to open the trailer, let it start cooling off?
Yeah.
So proud of her for doing what she's doing. She's come a long ways from her first one.
And she's only going to get better and better as time goes by. I mean, right there, she was already fast. She was keeping up with them. So the baby steps for her. The baby steps.
I have a feeling that this is going to be wild as it gets right here.
Absolutely. We got 2 of these 2 tonight. A total of 16 cars. We got 8 in each heat race. This one is going to be quick and fast. Let's get the lineup out here as we get one more trying to fire off maybe. Scheduled to be on the pole out of Iowa Park, Texas with the 32K of Cutter Guerrera. To the outside is scheduled to be the 3K from Burt Burnett, Texas. That's Kylie Pennington. Your next row is scheduled to be the 56 from Yukon, Oklahoma of Chad Riley. To the outside will be the 01T of Tatum Bonstead. Your next row will be the Goldsby, Oklahoma 06 of John Kilmer. And to the outside is scheduled to be the 24 from El Reno, Oklahoma of Kyle Keeler. And your final row on the inside from Blanchard, Oklahoma will be the 01 of Kirk Berkeley. And to the outside is scheduled to be the 7D of Jace Dement from Rogers, Arkansas.
Boy, as a track owner and a major sponsor of 3 of these cars on the track, this is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, absolutely. Bonstead looking at the high side. We got green flag in the air. Who is going to lead lap number 1? It looks like it's going to be the 3K of Pennington, followed by Guerrera in second. Oh, we got one around. We got so many 01s. Is that, looks like the 01T of Bonstead bringing out the yellow flag over there. Yeah, they are. They're getting all the cars ready. They're fixing to leave here in a week and go to Knoxville for a big race up there. So Kirk said, got to get some seat time in.
Yeah, he needs to get some seat time. But it's, I think everybody's at a little bit of a disadvantage because Boss may know something about this track that they don't know.
Right.
He might have built his own sweet spot in there. You never know. But one thing about Berkeley is he is not afraid to make this track where everybody's happy with it.
Yeah,
and he doesn't care if it upsets one, makes one happy. That track out there is the same for everybody.
He's going to work it to where anybody can run anywhere.
Well, it's the best racing service he can provide at this moment, I promise you. And if he's not happy with it, he'll make us wait before he turns them loose on it.
I'm curious to see what he's going to do after this next heat race, if he's going to cut any of it or just water it and go and just see how it runs.
I'm just curious before we have a big national event here. And I don't think it'll take too long for everybody to start paying attention. Because some of the big names have already been here.
Absolutely, yeah. Back to green we go here. Pennington's going to jump back out to that lead. It'll be Pennington, Guerrera. And you've got them. Oh, we're going to slide it through every which way but loose here in the 500s. It's still Pennington, Guerrera, 1-2, followed by Kilmer, Keeler, Riley. In the 7D, rounding out your field now as they nose the tail down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. They slide up a little bit high. Pennington still showing the way in that 3 machine. Guerrera right there with Kylie in the 32K. John Kimmel working the bottom side. We got white flag out. One more time around. Opens up the bottom door. Let's see if they slide it for turns 3 and 4. It will be Pennington holding on. It looks like no. Well, officially, or unofficially, I should say, unofficially on the My Race Pass app, that had Cutter Guerrera taking the win away from Pennington.
It looked like he got right down on the bottom and got that. How far apart were they when they crossed the line?
0.019.
That's not even the half of a 6-inch tire, David. They could have held hands.
That is the closest I think I've ever seen here.
Well, you saw him going on the bottom. You saw him try it a couple of laps back. He realized that there was enough moisture on the bottom that he could get down there. If he could get his tire on it, that it was going to be gold. And he didn't miss a beat right there on that final lap.
Not at all. And like you said, he was searching and searching and working that bottom. And it looks like Kirk's got this thing where you can run high, low, in the middle even. I mean, this track is looking very, very racy for the rest of the night.
With that group of guys out there, I was shocked not to see 3 wide. Because you've got Kilmer. You've got, Chad Riley out there. You've got, the 00 that Grady Chandler car being driven by, that's Kyle, isn't it?
Yeah, Kyle was in that one.
Yeah.
It's listed as 24, but yeah, it's 00 on the car itself.
But yeah, that group right there, none of them guys were be afraid to take it 3 wide at all.
Absolutely.
And then you talk about 3 wide with that group, and you look out here right now, and I see the 23K, I see the 93, the 01K, and the 2J and the 777s.
I don't know if you watched it in hot laps, but that 23K, he had his tire up at the very top of this wall coming out of turn 4. He was not, look, he's still chesting that high side, seeing where it's at.
I tell you what, I have learned, if that Kluver kid is on the track, it doesn't matter if he's bumping the tires on the infield or if he's kissing the wall coming out. But he is just, oh.
There's no wall safe
Yeah.
when Jordan Kluver is behind the wheel, that's for sure.
But then you look out there and you see that 51. You know he's not afraid to mix it up with anybody. Lee don't play. He don't care.
Yeah.
He gets out there and drives it. You know, this is going to be one of the most interesting because these guys will fight for every inch that this track has. And ain't none of them afraid to run the bottom or the top.
No, you got Reno Medor to the outside, also Briley Kilmer on the outside. Let's give that lineup real quick. Tyler Lee, of course, your pole car from the 51T, followed by, on the outside, Reno Medor, the 93. Your next row, that 23K of Jordan Kluger and Briley Kilmer in the 01K. Then you got Lee Schritter in the 2J, Jace Nolan in the 8J, and Johnny Moore in the 777s. Reno Medor's going to show that first lap. He'll lead it around. Moore in the 93, Tyler Lee in second. Kilmer third, Kluver fourth, Schritter fifth, Moore and Nolan rounding out your field. Medor running a little bit higher line, leaving that bottom side open for Lee. Lee trying to take advantage of it. Can't make the pass just yet. Still Reno Medor showing the way in that 93, followed by Tyler Lee, Rodney Kilmer, and Jordan Kluver, your top 4. And then you got Lee Schritter, Johnny Moore, and Jace Nolan rounding out your field. Oh, Tyler Lee going up and around, spinning it, he's ready to back up. Gonna lose a couple spots to 4. Kilmer's gonna go to second. As we come around to the one more time around for Reno Medor. Into turn 3, coming up on a little slower time of the heat race win. We'll go to Reno Medor. Bradley Kilmer second, Jordan Kluver third, Tyler Lee fourth, Schritter will come home fifth, Johnny Moore sixth, Jace Nolan rounding out your field in seventh. Case Piper did not make the call for heat race action there.
Did you get all the dirt out of your mouth on that one?
I know.
It was flying in the booth hot and heavy. But you know what really surprised me? Reno Medor was running the defensive line.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Reno run the defensive line?
You know, there early on, he gave Lee the bottom side a few times running there in the middle, but once Lee made that mistake and Kilmer got up there, he stuck to the bottom and kept it glued there.
You watched him drop that thing down, and I mean, he hit that defense line like it was just an all-halls-barred brawl right there.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached that point of intermission time now. Don't forget, we got a food truck over here with some good barbecue. There's some snow cones over in turn 1 and 2, and you got the barbecue over here in 3 and 4. I can hear you, Carl.
You know, you look out the back window back here and you see all the rock cars right here in a stack. And you can just, all of them talking amongst themselves, trying to figure out how to make the next one better. And all of them wrenching on that 21C, trying to get it fired up so it can get back, so we can get out there in the B. It's just a lot of fun to watch this stuff.
Absolutely. Those guys and girls over there, they don't care what car they're in and what car they're driving, but they're going to pitch in and make sure each and every one of them's ready to go.
There goes one of my, I brag on my I-44 kids, and 2 of them here tonight for sure in the junior sprints. Caden Lane in the 99L all the way up from Ada, Oklahoma. Young man worried, sick about his mom, not feeling good, being in the hospital and stuff. I know she's listening. Tiffany, I need you back on Saturday nights, girl. I need my national anthem live. And you sing such a beautiful national anthem. I need my girl back for that. I know David's ready for you to get back on the normal side of things, But all of our prayers and hopes, wishes are with you, young lady, to get back feeling like you normally do and get you back to the track. And then the other driver, Cam Acker, in that 24 car. Just got back from up in Illinois, stuff like that, running around up there, run a couple of races up there. Junior sprints, David, traveling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's amazing to me, like, when I started at I-44, it's been 12 years now. I mean, it didn't seem like that long ago, but it has been that long ago when I first started at I-44, and the first time I'd ever seen a mini sprint, micro race, whatever you want to call it and stuff, I mean, we struggled to have 5 junior sprints, on a weekly basis and stuff. And now you go to some of these classes and stuff, what do you want? Tatum Bonstead, you are wanted by your uncle at your car. Tatum Bonstead to your race car. But nowadays, you got them, like you said, they're traveling. They've got big shows. I know Sweet Springs did a big junior sprint show a couple years ago. I don't know if they're still doing it and stuff, but I mean, you look at the Tulsa Shootout and there's, 40, 50 junior sprints sitting there.
Well, yeah, and, you get something like the Shootout going. Of course, the best part about winter racing indoors is everybody is shut down. That's the only show in town. And all the promoters of the indoor guys, they've all gotten together. I want to run this weekend. Well, let me run this weekend. So they stack a month up, and they get it filled up on the weekend. So go-kart guys are racing year-round.
Oh, yeah.
And if you've never been to an indoor go-kart race, you think the Chili Bowl's something, you need to go to the Super Bowl at Outlaw Motorsports that runs in Shawnee, and there's 300 cars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had the pleasure of calling a few races out there at Outlaw before over the last couple of years and stuff, and there is a lot, and they are packed into that little building.
Oh, yeah. And, we're all side by side right there. We've got a 6x8 spot. That's all they give you, and it's, you're crammed in like a shoehorn. But, the best part about it, it's so smooth. It's so much fun.
Uh-huh.
And, Kurt's track is set up almost identical to Outlaw Motorsports. It's great for these guys, especially the ones that run out here weekly, and then go right into the winter series to run at Outlaw.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of change for them.
The track is almost identical, so it's works out great for them that way. But you put 300 cars in a show, and I have left Shawnee to drive back to Chickasha at 3 o'clock in the morning, and to go back, to turn around and be back up there at 9:30, 10 o'clock to get my pit spot back. But it is some great racing, and you've got people from everywhere. Not just California. You got them from Pennsylvania, Indiana, Ohio. Everybody. And then you start looking at some of the names.
Yeah.
We've got ASCS drivers. We've got midget drivers.
Yeah, because I know, when they were around the Shootout and the Chili Bowl, and a couple of those guys, they came over and was like, hey, let's go race.
Well, when you draw a crowd like that and drivers like that, and you take these local weekly guys, and they get to run up there with Brad Sweet in a micro at the Chili Bowl, and then they get to turn around 2 weeks later and watch them in a midget.
Right.
It's just crazy. And, how much fun can you really wonder how much fun you can have at a racetrack. Nobody has a clue unless you go.
Exactly, yeah.
You've got to go, and it's worth the price of admission, I promise you.
Oh, for sure, yeah, definitely. This is some of the best fun you can have outside with your clothes on, as I say.
That is absolutely true. It's $12 to get in at I-44 for general admission, and you can go up there, and then after the races, I beg the crowd, go down and meet these guys. Go down there and take a look at these cars. You're going to be amazed at the technology that's in this stuff. Go-karts are a little different. They can't adjust anything, air pressure and maybe a tire size, but there's no springs. There's no shocks. It's a rigid axle mounted on the back of that car, and a bump ain't a bump. It's a jolt to the back of your brain.
That's right. I'm going to walk down here. I think my food just walked by here.
Was
Go
that what your
grab
nose
some-
was doing in the
Yeah,
air?
I was a little bit hungry.
You look like a puppy over there, sniff, 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 looking around trying to see what was going on.
Oh man.
Yep, I sure do. I sure do.
Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Young Guns and Junior Sprints, let's start getting them up. Young Guns and Junior Sprints, let's start getting them up. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Young Guns and Junior Sprints. Let's get them up. Young Guns and Junior Sprints. Let's get them up. After the Junior Sprints, we will have the Stock Flat B feature. Stock Flat B feature. You will run third after Young Guns and Junior Sprints.
If I do the junior sprint?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't even need a card for that one.
Young Guns. Let's get them up. Young Guns. My Junior Sprints are here. My Junior Sprints are here. I need my Young Guns up here for your A feature. Young Guns to the staging.
David, I got to know one thing. How much does a container from the barbecue trailer over here hold?
As I finish eating, I tell you what, I got the one meat sausage meal, and that was a pretty big size sausage with some macaroni and cheese and some baked beans and a roll. It's enough to fill the old big boy up here.
Well, when I left the box, you said I'm going to go get something to eat, and you were already headed back over here with it. I walked all the way out to Highway 81 where we're pitted at, and I stood out there and talked to my son about the changes he was going to make on the car and stuff and how to tighten her up a little bit. And I came back, and I've been up here now for a few minutes. I was over in the stands with my daughter's friends that are over here cheering her on tonight. And I come back, and you're still eating out of the same box.
Well, no, that was my wife's box. I'd already finished mine up. She went over and got a sandwich and stuff for her to eat, so I was just finishing up her sandwich for her.
So you actually ate 2 dinners.
Well, 1 1/4, we'll call it.
And that's why we look like we look, David.
I can't be this funny and, with all the charisma and everything like that, and skinny too. I've got to give them something.
Well, the best part about it is we are so beautiful. We have radio faces and radio voices, and it doesn't matter what we look like because they can imagine however they want to imagine it.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter that I look like Santa Claus.
This is definitely a face for radio right here.
When you're built, you've got a beard like Santa Claus, it's kind of sad.
My wife's uncle, he does the Santa Claus every year in Yukon for their Christmas in the park during the entire month and stuff, and he grows that. He's got a pretty good sized beard down to here, all white and everything. He makes a pretty good Santa.
Well, I have figured out being married almost 31 years and having 5 kids, the color just falls out of your hair.
Absolutely. That's just one kid and it's gone.
Yeah.
All right, Young Guns out onto the racetrack. Easton Shive in the 11E in that green machine with Jasmine Garrison in the 45G. Jasmine keeping up a little bit more pace with Easton here in the A feature time. Oh, looks like Jasmine's feeling a little racy.
Taking it to the outside.
Jasmine to the outside in that 40. Oh! Gather it back up. Gather it back up.
She wanted to see what the shovel was going on over there in the infield.
Easton Shine back to the lead. Let's see if Jasmine can gather it back up and make another run at the 11E machine. A feature action for these kids. Once again, they're 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds and stuff. Very young kids here in the Young Guns class. And a little bit different, as if you didn't notice at the beginning, the Young Guns, they do a standing start at the front straightaway. You can try to imagine corralling 4 or 5-year-olds if you had more than 2 of them out there.
If they didn't have clutches on them, sometimes I've seen some 250 and 500 races that needed to be started as a static start.
Right.
I'm thinking this crowd needs to liven up a little bit. We need to cheer these guys on. Get them going faster, get them more comfortable in the car. Because by the time the 500s roll around, ain't nobody going to be sitting down tonight.
No, not at all. We've got a B feature here in the 250s and in the stock flat here after the junior sprints come up next. Easton Shive still showing the way. Jasmine's getting a little bit quicker. She's got to put it on a little bit more there in turns 3 and 4. Easton Shive coming around, big sisters watching. Looks like they pulled the lottery numbers for that $1.3 billion lottery tonight.
Did I win?
Huh?
Did I win it?
I don't know yet. I'm still going to go check my numbers here in a minute and see if I get to leave here early.
I might be in a little bit of trouble because I hear that there's only one way to win a lottery.
You got to buy a ticket.
You got to buy a ticket.
Yeah, this is the first time I bought a ticket, and I don't know how long. But we've got the white flag waiver for Jasmine as Easton Shive is going to come out. He will win a feature here for the Young Guns. Jasmine Garrison will run second. Attention in the pits. Attention to the pits. Stock flat B feature. You need to be over here. Stock flat B feature. You need to get them up. 250 B feature. Let's get them ready. 250 B feature. Let's get them ready. You guys give another big round of applause out for Easton Shive in the 11E and Jasmine Garrison in that 45G. These kids, the more they get out on the track, the faster they will get. I know some people look at us like, man, they are going so slow. But as we've stated, these kids are very young, 4 years old and stuff. So they're going 100 miles an hour to them out there.
Yeah, but you look at it from a parent's perspective. When you get it's in the middle of winter, there's a foot of snow on the ground, and you're trying to get your kid dressed to go outside, and they can't get nothing on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how hard they try. Watching the parents try to put gloves on these kids to send them out there, not counting neck braces, helmets, getting the racing suits on and the shoes, but just gloves and helmets are hilarious to watch. And the best part of it is you see them up here on the fence, and they're not going fast, but the parents are cheering and driving harder than the kids are.
Absolutely, yeah, they are. And then that's the future. We get those kids started early. They keep on moving. They keep moving up. Looks like we got junior sprint action coming up next. Neil, how about you take the call here on the junior sprints?
Well, I went down and talked to my junior sprint drivers, and I told them, let's put on a show. Just because they don't have wings, that don't mean they can't go. The 99L of Caden Lane out of Ada, Oklahoma on the outside. That's Cam Acker out of Fletcher, Oklahoma on the inside. We're going to get them side by side, nose to nose, and turn them loose. But we do want to say a special thanks, and please get better. Miss Tiffany Lane, the mom of Caden Lane in that 99L, we're ready to have you back at the track, lady. We love you, and we can't wait to see you. Lights are out. Here we go with our junior sprint A feature. On the loud pedal, here we go. Lane got a loud pedal on the top side there. Acker took advantage of it. He slides up. Here comes Lane to the inside. Not quite that time. He didn't have enough power to get it on the ground. Tracks look slick. These guys have got to pedal that throttle. Get it going. Lane right on the tail tank. Acker trying to hold him back, driving that defensive line. He's telling Caden, you're going to go to the top if you're going to go around. And here goes Caden looking at the top side. He jumps him on the start. Gets it going here on the start-finish line. Now he turns the nose down. Quite there. Cam took that lane away from him. Here he comes on the top side. Now he's going to turn the nose down. He's going to try to get to the inside. Acker got to the throttle first. Got underneath, stayed there or in the spot. Here comes Lane looking to the inside. He's going to make a run for a pass down the back straightaway. Takes that lead. Acker right back on the inside trying to get it back. Acker looking to the middle of the track. Lane on the top side. Lane's going to hold that one as he comes out of turn 2. Down into 3 and 4. Going to come around and complete another lap. Acker's got his work cut out for him now. He's got to drive that thing. Lane's figured out how to feather that throttle and keep it rolling. I told them we wanted a show, and they're putting one on for us. Lane trying to stretch it out. Acker starting to figure it out. He's feathering that throttle as he goes through the corner. You can hear him working that thing around. Good straight corner for Acker. Lane pulls another one on him and gets a little bit more of a gap, but here comes Acker gaining some ground. Lane all over that gas pedal, hanging the back end out as he comes out of turn 4. Trying to build more speed in that thing, trying to get it going. He's got it in the middle of the track. White flag's out. One more time around for our junior sprint A feature. All the way up to the top side, down the front straightaway, taking the checkered flag all the way from Ada, Oklahoma. That is Caden Lane, and following closely from Fletcher, Oklahoma, that's Cam Acker in the 24. Big round of applause for our 2 junior sprints, ladies and gentlemen. They put on a heck of a show. David, I have a feeling the rest of the night's going to be a little fun.
I think so, too. Yeah, that track looks greasy and slick all the way to the top.
You got to play with the throttle. You got to feel it. You can't just get away from it. Dad, are you proud of Cam on that one? I like that. He kept the back end behind him. He's growing on that car, isn't he?
B feature action time. We got 2 B features here. The stock flat are up next. They're coming out onto the racetrack. Out of Hennessy, Oklahoma, your pole car will be the 221 of Tommy Bonstead. To his outside will be the 12M of Mike Smith. Your next row will have the 48 of Mickey Pearson and the 175 of Kristen Bradley. To the inside of row number 3 will be Keith Reed in the 58 and Barry Robinson in the 03X. Your final row will have Renee Knoll in the 73 and Trey Shockley in the 12. 250B feature, you're up. 250B feature, you're up next. You need to get over his staging. Non-wing, let's start getting them ready. Non-wing, let's start getting them ready. Well, we're supposed to have total of 8. Looks like we only have 4 make it out for this B feature. Looking around to see if any other flat carts are moving. Well, top 4 is going to move on, so we're going to take those top 4 and call it good. We're going to just line them up to the back of the A main, exactly how they were right there.
Yeah, but man, you talk about something that puts you in the money. You have a chance now just coming out and showing up for the B feature. These 4 are going to advance on to the $250 chance.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if we had 5, we would have ran them, and 1 would have been left out. Only 4 made the call here out of the 8. Let's see how many 250s we get. 250 B feature, you're on track now. 250 B feature, you're on track now. Non-wing, let's get them up. Non-wing, let's get them up. Junior 1s, you need to start getting them ready now. Junior 1s, 125, start getting ready as well. Well, we're going to have a B feature because I see more than 4 cars sitting over here and staging for the 250s. 250s, let's get them up. You guys are on track now. 250s.
David, I heard we had some special guests. Kirk's little brothers are here tonight.
Kirk's little brothers are here tonight.
We've got Matthew, Luke, DJ, and Gerald all over here at the motorhome on the pit side. They're all Kirk's little brothers, and they get to come out, special needs, and they get to come out and get to watch the races and see them from a perfect spot. And they're in the motorhome with the air conditioner.
And they were here a couple weeks ago. I think that motorhome was here. And I'm sure that was the best spot in the world with all the AC blowing in there.
Oh, you know it with the Oklahoma heat. It gets that way. But I tell you what, this is going to be one heck of a B feature right here.
We're going to take the top 4 out of this B main, tag them to the back of the A later on tonight. Non-wing, you need to be in staging. Non-wing to staging. Junior 1s, let's get them up. Junior 1s, let's get them up. 125s, let's go. 125s, get them up. All right, your lineup will look like this for the 250B feature. Your pole car will be the 28 of Lois Alcorn. To the outside will be the 14 of Darby Cranford. Next row, you'll have the 23X of Braxton Atkins and the 23S of Grayson Simmons. Your third row to the inside will have the 93B of Broden Brown and the 86R of Rylan Briggs. Biggs in the 86R. Your next row to the inside will be the 01D of Tatum Bonstead and the 8B of Bryler Pennington. Your fifth and final row is scheduled to have the 77 of Lucas Hunter and the 1J of Jordan Drewski. Looks like they got the issues with the 1J figured out, and it is rolling and going here. He's going to be starting dead last in this B main. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8. All 10 cars made the call. 4 will qualify for the A main as we get ready to light the tires. Here we go. Green flag is out. Now it is green in the B feature. Looks like Alcorn is going to jump out to that early lead in that 28 machine. A big second, Atkins third, and Brown your top 4 right now. Bonstead up to 5th. That's your top 5. Bonstead on the outside looking in as they go down into 1 and 2. Look at Biggs taking over the lead in the B feature. Rylan Biggs to the point in that 86R machine. Alcorn back to second. Then you got Atkins and Brown around and out your top 3 or 4. Bonstead still sitting 5th. The rest of your field after Bonstead is Drewski, Simmons, Cranford, Pennington, and Hunter rounding out your top 10 as we're halfway through this B feature. Oh, contact Bonstead around. Gonna bring out the yellow flag, trying to take over 4th. Got in there just a little bit too hot and spun her around. Tatum Bonstead to the back. He's got half of a race left to go to try to make his way back up front. He started 7th, moved up a couple of spots. Right now, as we get slowed down here, your leader, once again, Rylan Biggs in that 86R, followed by Lois Alcorn in the 28 machine, Braxton Atkins in the 23X, Broden Brown in the 93B, Jordan Drewski will move up to 5th in the 1J, followed by Grayson Simmons in the 23S. Then it'll be Darby Cranford in the 14, Bryler Pennington in the 8B, Lucas Hunter in the 77, and Tatum Bonstead will tag the back, but they are going to go double file. Restart here, so that's going to help Bonstead a little bit. Won't have to be so far back. You can put it on the high side, see if you can get a couple of cars here early. Drewski now on the outside looking in 5th. Those top 4 have been unchanged halfway through this race. Nobody has challenged for 4th just yet. Lights are out. Non-wing, you're up next. Non-wing, you gotta get over here to race. Non-wing, you're up next. Junior 1, let's get them up. Junior 1s, let's get them up. 125s, get them ready. Green back in the air. Biggs jumping out to that early lead again in that 86 machine. Followed by Alcorn in the 28. Atkins holding down 3rd. Now Jordan Drewski went from 5th to 4th to take the final transfer spot. See if he can hold it on. He's got a lot of company there for that 4th spot. Up front, it is Biggs walking away, trying to put a stamp on his B feature and make it into the A later on tonight. Followed by Alcorn in the 28. Now battle for 2nd. Oh, we got one going up in the smoke a little bit. The battle for 2nd is heating up between the top 3. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all battling out. Gotta stay nose to tail, keep it smart, and make it to the A later on. Oh, contact to the send one around. Drewski getting sent around is halfway through the field. The white flag wave. Out of turn 4, your A feature, B feature win will go to Biggs. 2nd will be Alcorn. Atkins and Simmons will lock it into the A feature later on. B feature win to Rylan Biggs. A lot of action there that last lap and a half. Jordan Drewski went from 3rd back to 6th with a little bit of contact. See how everything plays out. But unofficially, those 4, Rylan Biggs, Lois Alcorn, Braxton Atkins, and Grayson Simmons, moving on to A feature action later on.
Big shout out to that 28 of Lois. Low rider Alcorn got up there in that 2nd spot, made the transfer. That young lady just started driving that car. Put that 250 on it, stepped out of junior 3s, and hasn't missed a beat in that thing.
No, not at all. She did a really good job in the heat race earlier on. You know, come up a little bit short on points-wise to make it into the A out of the heat races. But put her in the show right there.
It is fun to watch these kids that you got to see when they were younger, running over at indoors in Shawnee and stuff like that and over at El Reno. And now they're up there in these cars you didn't think you'd ever see them driving.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Big hats off to the safety crew. They saw that the 23S was having a motor problem, and it was possible putting oil on the driver, so they were quickly got that car to the infield and shut down.
Junior 1s, you're up next. Junior 1s, you're up next. You need to be over staging 125. Let's get them over here. 125. Let's get them over here. Mod Flats, start getting ready. Mod Flats, start getting ready. Non-wing A feature. And we've got a front row here that is better than most. Your pole car, the 75 of DK McRoberts. To his outside will be that 01K of Briley Kilmer. Your next row will have the 21 or the 6 of Case Piper. Case normally driving 21 in other classes. Driving the 6K here in the non-wing. To the outside will be Yukon's Jerry Schroeder in the 2J. And your final starter will be Kylie Pennington in the 3K. Rick Roberts is going to jump out to that early lead. Kilmer tucks into 2nd. Schroeder 3rd. Pennington 4th. Pennington having problems there. Piper's going to take back over fourth. Pennington back to fifth now. Nick Roberts still showing the way in that 75. Followed by Kilmer in the 01. Then you got Schroeder, Piper, and Pennington rounding out your field. No change through the top five here. Second place, Bradley Kilmer hanging it all the way out. Trying to get any kind of motion she can to get a run at Rick Roberts. Oh, Big Roberts going around halfway. He's going to come back out on the racetrack. That's going to tighten up the race. As we're halfway through this A feature, Big Roberts caught up on the berm. Caught it a little bit too much. That brought Kilmer and Schroeder back to the back bumper of Deacon McRoberts. A little over halfway through this A feature here for the non-wing guys and girls. No change through the top three. McRoberts driving a little bit higher, not to catch that berm so much. In both corners here. Kilmer still giving chase, trying to stay right there with McRoberts and Schroeder in third. Piper fourth. Pennington fifth. White flag waves one more time around for Deacon McRoberts in the 75. Down the back chute he goes into three. Out of four, your A main winner of the 75 of Deacon McRoberts. Followed by Bradley Kilmer, Jerry Schroeder third, Case Piper fourth, and Kylie Pennington will round out fifth.
David, did you see our next Olympian sprinter out there on the infield?
Yeah.
When Deacon McRoberts jumped that curb and got to the infield, I've never seen John Burley move so fast in my life.
He was pretty light-footed right there.
And even hurdled up onto the hay bales. That was pretty cool. John, how's the hamstring? A little tight?
Thumbs up from John down there. Yeah, he. I don't know if he's a sprinter or a high jumper there. Junior ones, you're on track. 125s, you need to be in staging. 125s to staging. Mod flat, let's get them up. Mod flats, let's get them up. Junior 1A main action will look like this. Your pole car out of Yukon, Oklahoma, driving the 88E. That'll be Lincoln Ezel. To the outside will be the 7D of Gemma Dement. Your next row will have the 31 of Jack Ratliff and the 45 of Weston Hicks. Third row inside, the 16G of CJ Garrett and the 22K of Cooper Kluver. Your next row, the 77 of Maverick Hunter and the 8R of Riker Suzoski. Your final row and the inside, the 13E is scheduled to be Emma Chitwood and the 7D1 of Jules Dement.
Well, Mother Nature thought we needed just a little bit more. Been sprinkling for about 20 minutes. It looks like it stopped now. But that track is still slick, greasy, and you can tell the 125 guys and stuff, they really watched how that track was coming around.
Yeah. 125s, you are needed in staging. 125s, you are needed in staging now. Late entry there for the 77. Got it going. Caught the green flag as it came out. Up front, though, it is going to be Lincoln Ezel showing the way in that 88E. Followed by Dement in the 7D. That is Gemma in that 7D. And then it is the 45 of Hicks. Ratliff is fourth. And Kluver is your top five. After Kluver, you've got the 16G of Garrett. There's now Lincoln Ezel. Oh, he's got heavy traffic with Jules Dement and Smith right in front of him. Or Hunter right in front in that 77. Gets around Hunter. Mod flat A main. Let's get him up. Mod flat A mains. Let's get him up. All junior twos that are in the pits. Start getting ready. Junior twos. 125 is your next. Mod flats. Let's get him over here. Lincoln Ezel slicing through the traffic here, putting distance between himself and Jules Dement, or Gemma, in that 7D. And you have the 45 machine of Hicks running third. Ratliff still fourth. Kluver fifth as a white flag waves for Lincoln Ezel. Lincoln Ezel is going to get close to Kluver. As the checker flag waves, your A main win goes to Lincoln Ezel. Jimmy Dement's going to come home second. Third to Hicks. Fourth to Ratliff. Your top five finisher will be that 22K of Kluver, who is having all sorts of problems on the cool down lap there. Looks like something may have broke on that 22K there late.
He got it way up high in turn number 2.
Yeah, he got
Kissed
into the
fence,
wall.
and even almost tried to drive that thing down the back straightaway wall. But that was impressive.
Yeah.
To see this age group of kids, and Lincoln just going where they ain't.
Yeah, and that's one of the things there. That's, your next entry class there. Green to checkered right there.
Yeah.
No issues.
It was
Lincoln
great.
Ezel up to almost to the fifth place car. He's going to be fast later on again in twos as well.
Yeah, you had old Jack Ratliff in that 31 up there in fourth spot. Just drove the wheels off that thing and defended that spot all the way through that race. That was great. Just this age group of kids not having a caution, not having a bad wreck, and that much racing.
Yeah.
You can't beat that on a Friday night.
No, not at all.
And the best part of it is we've still got a lot more racing to go.
We've had nights where those junior ones, and we got 15 caution laps. Like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
got the
This is going to be a
125s
blast
out
right
on
here.
the racetrack. Henry Rogers into 70K. Bryson Brewer into 30B. And Kelby Fetters in that 01. Fetters making the call for the A main. Trying to work some kinks out in that 01 machine. Still Henry Rogers out front in that 70K. Bryson Brewer into 30B is second. I don't know what they did to the Fetters machine, but it doesn't sound any better right now. Sounds like it's a little sick in that 01 machine, but up front it is Rogers in that 70K. Brewer in the 30B. Fetters in the 01. Rogers coming up on the Fetter machine. He's smart right there, passing the pass, putting the lap car in between him and Brewer. Brewer in that 30B as a white flag waves. One more time around now for Henry Rogers in the 70K. Brewer in the 30B. And out of turn 4, your A feature winner will be that 70K of Henry Rogers. Bryson Brewer will bring it home in second. Kelby Fetters third. I don't know what the problem was with the Fetters machine earlier, but something's still not quite right with that 01 machine.
They just haven't quite got that one dialed in yet. But I tell you what, that Mod Outlaw motor on that 70K of Rogers, that thing is insane.
And they've gotten that one
And
dialed
you
in
could
right
hear
now.
him
Yeah.
easing that thing around. easing in and out of that throttle, making it work. I mean, that is just nuts that a kid that age has the mentality to hold that like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he has done a heck of a job tonight. Junior twos, you need to get them over in staging. Junior twos over in staging. Stock flat. Let's get them up. Stock flat. Let's get them up. Mod flats on the racetrack right now. Your pole car, the 72 of Nicole Hunter to the outside, the 9 of Micah Quiver. Your next row will be the 03 of Josiah Robinson and the 7 of Ty Whipple. Your third and final row will have the 75C of Chance Monday and the 82T of Tyler Sampson. Green flag out here for the Mod Flats. Leading lap number 1, Nicole Hunter, followed by Robinson and Quiver. Quiver to the high side, trying to take over that second spot. Have it at the line there. Quiver to second. Still got Nicole Hunter showing the way. We got a three-way battle for the lead between Hunter, Robinson, and Quiver. New leader going into turn number 3 out of 4. That will be Josiah Robinson to the lead. Hunter back to second, Quiver third. Yellow flag is out. Monday in the 75C, bringing out the yellow out of turn number 4. Monday earlier on leading the heat race, coming to the white flag and had issues. Was relegated to start to the back of the A main here tonight and having some issues again. This brings out that yellow.
This restart may be pretty fun. There's a few unhappy drivers out there on the track right this minute.
Little bit of tippers going here.
You know, they always say if you can't get them out of the way, move them. But, man, this is going to get interesting right here.
Absolutely. Coming out on the front straightaway. Looks like a little bit of a slight early jump trying to pass before the cone. We'll see what officials say there. Off front, though, and it is Robinson showing the way, followed by Hunter and Quiver. That's that top 3 still again. Battle for fourth heating up between Whipple and Sampson. Quiver trying to work that high side, trying to get around the 72 of Hunter. Looks like he'll complete the pass there and take over second officially. Going to try to give chase, see if they can run down Josiah Robinson in that 03 machine. Tyler Sampson looking for fourth. It's a little high out of turn 2. Oh, white flag will wave, but one more time around for Isaiah Robinson. Down the back straight away into 3, coming out of turn 4. Your A main winner will be Josiah Robinson, followed by Micah Quiver, Nicole Hunter, Tyler Sampson, and Chance Monday rounding out the cars running. Troubles late for Ty Whipple, pulling it into the infield.
Well, you know, anytime you see a flat cart on the track, there's going to be some action. And that one did not disappoint at all.
We got the Junior 2s coming out, and up next is going to be our big one, the stock flats. 14 of them going to be out there ready to rock and roll. It's going to be a great race here. Junior 2s. Your pole car will be the 21C of Cole Dirksen. To the outside will be the 899 of Remington Cantwell. Next row, the 88E of Lincoln Ezell and the 80K of Jet Kluver. Your third row is going to be the 7 of Ryland Graff and the 11G of Gentry Shive. Next row, the 11B of Eli Garrett and the C19 of Carson Johnson. Your next row, your fifth row, will have the 8L of Wyatt Baum and the 77 of Justin Smith Jr. And your sixth and final row will have the 7D of Gemma DeMint and the X2 of Kane Matlock. Matlock troubles early in the heat race. Going to be towards the back here in A feature action. Flatman's going to give the one to go. We're going to go racing next time around. Stock flat, A feature. Let's get them up. Stock flat. Let's get them up. 250. Start getting ready. 250. Start getting ready. Green flag is out here for the junior twos. Oh, we got a couple of them going around and spinning. Looks like they all kept on rolling and going. We stay green.
Wow,
Lincoln
David.
Cantwell will lead lap number one. Yeah, but coming up on the slower car here of since the 11T of Garrett. Garrett holding off the top three right now. Garrett's going to spin in front of the top two. Yellow flag will come out. Yellow flag will come out. Garrett getting around, catching the 88E. And I believe that is also the 99 of Cantwell. I've seen a lot of things at a racetrack, but I don't think I've ever seen 5 junior twos spin out together and keep going and rolling.
The best part about it is they do exactly what mom and dad say, stand on it and just keep it rolling. And every one of them just done a wild child and got it turned around and got it going again. That was amazing. I'm like you. I've never seen this age group do anything like that and keep rolling. And, you saw David reach for the yellow. He was reaching for it. He knew he was going to have to call it. And then all of a sudden, even to his amazement,
Half the officials were running out to the track.
Yeah, they were running out there to start picking them up, but they were already gone. So, these little guys are coming around. It's amazing to watch the progress, but it is so much fun to be able to see exactly how this works moving up.
I don't know if you noticed or anything, but starting 12th up to second is Kane Matlock already.
Yeah, I've been watching that X2 car.
250s. Let's get them up.
I'm not sure who's driving harder. You got Dad over here in turn 4, and he's driving just as hard as the kid is.
Oh, look, we're going to have a battle for the lead now. Matlock to the inside. Started dead last in 12th. Now takes the lead over 4 laps into the A main. K. Matlock showing the way. And you've got Dirksen in second. Dirksen coming under power from Shive. Shive looking to take over that second place spot. Garrett, he's going to come to a stop over here. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. And attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. 250s. Let's get them up. 250s. Let's get them up.
David, did we brag on them too quick?
Maybe just a little bit
Give
there.
them that little announcer's curse. I've got a couple of guys over there at I-44 Riverside Speedway, and I was rooting one guy on so hard it wasn't funny. Every time I mentioned his name, he was either upside down or his engine was done. Chain come off. Something simple, but my gosh. I rooted him on from the back of the pack. He got about halfway through, looked over, and he was on his lid.
Oh. Well, 5 more feet and Garrett would have made that turn, so. Green flag back in the air. We got single file restart here. Matlock out front. Oh, got 2 of them together. Let's see. Looks like they're going to keep rolling and going. Matlock still showing the way. And the X2 followed by Cantwell Dirksen in the 21. Shive in the 11. DeMint is up in the 7 machine. The 7D of DeMint up to 4th. Graf is your top 5 right now as they run. No change yet. They're all kind of running in the same spot as we come to the white flag. One more time around. Down the back, straight away we go. Into turn 3. Out of 4, your A main winner will be Kane Matlock, followed by the 21 of Dirksen. Then Shive, your top 3. Gentry Shive coming home 3rd. Jimmy DeMint 4th. Wyatt Baum rounding out your top 5. But what a drive for Kane Matlock from the back. Started 12th. Got a benefit of the 5-car spin over there to make up some spots, but what a drive for the X2 driver out of Eufaula, Oklahoma.
Excellent drive. David, I'm going to be the bearer on this one. I have to do it because I've seen too many people getting too close. Ladies and gentlemen, that 5-foot sign on that fence is meant for your safety. We're protecting our drivers by putting that fence up there, but we're protecting you by keeping you 5 feet off of it. We need you to please stay off the fence. I know you're excited your kids are out there and they're doing good, but I really need you to stay back. That fence is for your protection. It's the only thing we can do to keep these cars off of you. So please honor that 5-foot rule if you would. It would make our insurance a lot more happy when we do it. And please, that's for your safety. Keep your hands and everything inside on that fence. Don't go near it. Please stay back.
There we go. Stock flat A main time. We only had a few show up for the B features that will tag the back here. We have a total of 14 stock flats. Your pole car, the 56 of Chad Riley to the outside. Nicole Terry in the 66. Next row will be Hunter Reed in the 20 and Diller Bergeron in the 1. Your next row will be the 72 of Nick Hunter in the 03 of Josiah Robinson. Your 4th row inside will be the 01 of Chelsea Davis and the 1X of Colin Spriggs. Your 5th and final row will have the 00 of Ryan Swigert and the 78 of Tyler Sampson. I don't see...
David, they race like madmen for a trophy. This is $250 to the A feature winner.
Absolutely. Here we go. Lights are out. We are ready to turn them loose. Green flag in the air. Oh, a big heavy hit over there between the 01. Yellow flag coming out. Yellow flag. We'll have a complete restart as we had another one get over here.
You can't win it on turn number 1, but you can win it on turn number 4 on the last lap. Looks like that $250 is talking.
Yeah, it is. That first lap, first turn got a little bit hairy. It looks like the 66 of Terry had spun around, but she got going, so she should be able to go back up to the front. As I believe the official yellow was on the 01 of Chelsea Davis over there.
I didn't see if she stopped or not, but you got Chad Riley, Nicole Terry on the front row. That duo right there, Pro Kart's got them cars rolling. They've done a lot of work on this flat kart stuff, so they've got them doing good work in the last few races.
Looks like we ended up having 2 cars not make the call for our 14-car A feature. Looks like I see Tyler Sampson is not out there in the 78 machine. I know that's at least one. It looks like maybe one of the other B feature cars may not have made the call either. Well, looks like the 01 will be finished before we get a lap in here.
Well, unfortunately, these flat cars don't have anywhere to hook onto to drag them off, so you just got to pick them up, put them on the four-wheeler, and haul them off if you can't get them to roll. Chelsea Davis has been starting to do some really good driving in that car, too. She's got it where it'll turn, got the motor finally dialed in. She's been driving the wheels off that thing in powder puff and stock flat.
I believe, too, that is now a new motor that they put in earlier on today and stuff. So get a little kinks worked into it, and she'll be all right.
And she'll do the work. David, I think somebody's in trouble. That looks like a neck brace laying on the track.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh, there's the guilty party right there. Swigert and a 00.
Come in late and forgot about it. Got it
One
on
thing
now,
about it,
safety issue, so
they do not have a problem putting you in the infield if you don't have your safety equipment on.
that is right. So we go back green. We still got a lot of laps left for this $250 here. And they are driving like it's the last lap here, but we got one in the books. It's like Chad Riley will be your leader. Hunter Reed in second. Hunter third. Bergeron fourth. Robinson up to fifth. You got Pearson, Bonstead, Spriggs, Terry, and Swigert rounding out the field here. Oh, looks like Swigert's having some more issues. Makes his way into the infield, but not before a yellow comes out.
Swigert not happy. Something happened to that cart going into turn number one. You could see it lose power.
I'm not quite sure. It looks like maybe trying to pull it, try to start it, see if he can get it running again, but it looks like now he's going to be up out of the cart. Swigert done for a main action here tonight.
Nicole Terry's had a rough race in that 66. Been like a pinball out there. Everybody just trying to hit the side of that thing.
Yeah,
it seemed like.
We go back double file here. Hunter Reed's going to be on the outside of Chad Riley. Riley gets the jump. Going down the front way. Well, that's a bad run for Hunter Reed. Fell back, but he's coming back on the bottom side. Oh, the 72 around. They keep on rolling and going. It's like a pinball machine just everywhere.
Wow.
You have to go in there, Hunter again. It's Chad Riley still showing the way up front. Hunter Reed in second. Bergeron third. Pearson fourth. Bonstead, your top five.
You knew this one was going to be crazy. Did you realize it was going to be this crazy?
They have had action all over. We're still beating and banging all the way back for 8th and 9th place as the leaders are starting to catch the backside here. Chad Riley and Hunter Reed going at it for that lead. Hunter Reed just stalking the 56 machine, waiting for the wily veteran to make a mistake. Lap traffic's going to play a part in it. Hunter Reed's going to go to try the high side. Thinks better if it goes back down to the bottom. That's going to bring Bergeron on into third into this battle. As a white flag waves, we only have one more time around. Will the bumper be laid? into 3. Coming out of turn number 4, a little bit of a bumper, but Chad Riley will take home the A feature win. Reed will run second, Bertrand on third, Pearson fourth. Josiah Robinson will round out your top 5. And you'll have Tommy Bonstead, Colin Spriggs, Nicole Terry, Nick Hunter rounding out the rest of the carts that were running.
The Dirty Mullet held his line, even though he was getting plumb assaulted from the backside. Drove that thing all the way around it and kept it out there going.
Yeah, Hunter Reed bird dogged him the entire way. He stayed right there with him. He tried to give him the old crone horn a few times there, but
he let him know he was there. But Riley, it's hard to rattle his cage. He's been doing this a long time.
Absolutely. He's been around the game a long time. He's been there, done that. So he knows all the tricks and the trades around here.
Oh yeah, don't underestimate that 56 car. He's a wily veteran, and he is not afraid to keep it right there in front of you. But it's your job to go around him.
Absolutely.
He is the leader.
That's
Don't
right.
go through him. Go around him.
All right, we're at the 250s. Powder Puff, you need to get over to staging. Powder Puff and staging junior 3s. Get them ready, junior 3s. Let's get them ready. 500s. You guys are after the junior 3s. All right, your 250 Winged Outlaws. Should be 14 total cars. Your lineup will look like this. Your pole car will be the 15E of Eli Morgan. Hey, Neil. Your pole car is Eli Morgan. Your outside pole car will be the 07A of Avery Morgan. Your next row, you'll have Jayton Goldman in the 6J, Jace DeMint in the 7D, Ace Bledsoe in the 75A, Briley Kilmer in the 06, Henry Rogers in the 70K, Deacon McRoberts in the 75, Rose Biggs in the 2M, Megan Terry in the 17M, and then you will have, let's see, who are my move-ups from the 250s. After Megan Terry, your next row, you'll have Rylan Biggs in the 86R, Lois Alcorn in the 28, Braxton Akins in the 23X, and Grayson Simmons in the 23S.
I don't know how anybody's going to sit down during this race. This is going to get wild, it's going to get big, and it's going to do it in a real big hurry. I have a feeling turn number 1 might not be big enough to hold all this back.
So if you are Eli and Avery's mom and dad right now, let's get through the first turn, kids.
Just
let's get through the first turn.
lap number 1, and then we'll let them shuffle it out. You don't think mom and dad said, hey, Eli, let her off the top, let her get on the bottom in front of you, and then y'all just take off, do you?
I don't know. That's going to be a hard question to ask. You going to let sister take that bottom from you and not get around her again?
Because this is going to get crazy because there ain't a slow car in this A feature at all.
No, not at all. Each one of these drivers are capable of picking up the win tonight. As we go green here for the 250 and Winged Outlaws. We got them together. Looks like Biggs. Oh!
Oh.
Well, I'm going to call a red flag onto the raceway, red flag out onto the speedway.
Had the caution already fallen? before that happened?
I'm not 100% sure on it. I know we had some problems down here with the 70K of Rogers and Biggs.
I know they were towards the back and they got spun quickly on the front there, but that was all the way down in turn number 3. This is when I'm glad I don't score this stuff.
Right. I mean, normally, you save, you stop on the track. They kind of threw the red for this deal over here, so it looks like probably the Morgans will go to the back of the pack, but we'll see. I'm like you. I'm glad that's not my call to make.
My biggest question is that was a heck of a shot into that fence. The front of that 15 car took a shot as it went into that turn. I'm just wondering if it's, other than the bumper, did anything else get hurt?
Yeah. Looking at it, I think
It looks okay.
It looks all right from here, of course, a little bitty tink here and there, and it could make that whole different race car. To Powder Puff, let's get him up. Powder Puff, let's get him up. Junior 3s, let's get him over here. Junior 3s, let's get him over here. Checking with the scores now for the official lineup.
That's one thing I don't have a problem with, is having the easiest job at the track. We don't have to think. We just have to watch.
Yeah.
And we get paid to watch it.
I know, right? It's crazy.
I mean, how great is this?
I mean, I'm not going to tell Kirk or anything, but I'd probably do this for free, but I'm not going to tell him that. I mean, if he wants to pay me, I'll pay it.
I take payment. I'm good. I'm easy. But, man, they give you the best seat in the house. They feed you. They make sure you got something to drink. And then they let you do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
and this is one of those deals we've talked a couple weeks ago. This is not a normal announcer's spot. We're over in 3 and 4, so we see the entire track, as opposed to being over with the scores and stuff, I mean, I don't want to say they don't want me over there, but, I mean, they may not want me over there.
I kind of like it in the corner.
Yeah.
This is a whole new, I'm right at the start-finish line at I-44. And every track you go to, you're right there at the start-finish line. But you're getting mud thrown at you up here.
Yeah.
I mean, you never watch an announcer duck because a dirt clot's coming.
Yeah. I've ate a few of them tonight so far, so.
But the one thing I do like, I'm right out here with the smells.
Mm-hmm.
I like my air conditioner at I-44. Don't get me wrong, I'm old. I like the cool air, but man, I'm kind of digging this open air getting mud thrown at you on a Friday night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially we got a little bit of a breeze coming through here, so it feels good, and it's not 105 like it's been all week. I think we're about 87-ish or so.
Well, I think everybody better get ready. Here they go.
Back down. Let's see if we can get lap number 1 in the books here. Looks like Holman will lead lap number 1, maybe. Yellow flag is going to come out. Let's see if they call that complete. They got all the cars across except for, looks like the Avery Morgan machine. So, Junior 3s, let's get them up. Junior 3s, let's get them up. 500s, you need to start getting ready. 500s, start getting them ready.
If you had to describe this, a clogged drain pipe is about the only way to really describe the back of the field.
Yeah, that is pretty much spot on right there. They're all fighting for the same spot, but they're running nose to tail trying to get there.
I mean, I get it. Nobody wants to be in the back. Everybody wants to move to the front. But do we have even 2 or 3 laps turned into this thing?
If they count that, that'll be lap number 1. But I don't know. I guess it looks like they are going to make that lap number 1, or they're going to go single file. According to my race pass, they still have it down to 0. So,
and this is just getting started. This is going to be a lot of fun, David.
yes, sir. Here we go. No pass. To a stop as well. The 23S coming to a stop. Alcorn had some problems there. Didn't quite go, and it kind of stacked up that backside again.
You know, I would like to say that it's a scorer's dream, but this is kind of a nightmare because there's no pass until you get to the cone, and then it's a free-for-all into turn number 1. And everybody in the back of the pack was trying to honor that. But Simmons' car died.
Yeah.
So how do you do, what do you do as a driver? And the scorer, how in the world do you have to dock everybody on something like that? Or how's that work? Because I've never seen that.
And once again, that is why I'm glad I'm over here and not in that booth over there. Because
my hats are off to every scorer at every racetrack. Because this is the nightmare that they live every week trying to figure this out. And it's not bad they try to figure it out. But then you got mom and dad, the drivers, everybody's mad at you because they didn't get that one spot. So there's no way to make everybody happy.
And I've done scoring in the past, and I have been a scorer, and I don't want to do that anymore whatsoever.
I'm not fast enough to do that.
Back to green we go here. Everybody gets past the code, and we are off and running for the 250s. Jaden Goldman's going to lead that lap, followed by Jace DeMint, Bradley Kilmer, Deacon McRobinson, Ace Bledsoe, your top 5. After that, in the running order, it is Atkins, Riley Biggs, Rose Biggs, Lois Alcorn, Eli Morgan, Megan Perry, Avery Morgan, and Grayson Simmons. Up front, it is still Jaden Goldman in the 6J. And we got Jace DeMint in second, Bradley Kilmer right up there into third. Deacon and Roberts fourth. Ace Bledsoe, your top 5. Gillo, second and third, getting together. Yellow flag out on the racetrack. Second and third getting together. Bringing out the yellow there. Jayden Goldman up front in that 6J. Jace DeMint sitting second right now in the 7D. See what the official call looks like. Flagman has got the black flag. That is a warning to the 06. A warning to the 06 as Bradley Kilmer falls back to the back of the pack and stuff.
I think we're going to have to get John Burley some leave so he can sleep tonight. That's 3 cars that have tried to take him out tonight on the infield. And he still hurdled the hay bale.
Sign that man up for some Olympics. He has been all over the infield. I don't know if he wore some magnetic underwear or whatever, but they are coming after John tonight.
He's going to sit down in that truck and just go to sleep is what he's going to do. His heart's been racing most of the night.
Here we go. Lights are back out. We're back green flag racing here for the 250s. Oh, we got him up and spinning around again. 23X. So now we're going to get into the situation of a couple of these cars have already had one yellow. So let's see who has just collected their second yellow flag.
You know, that's that two caution rule. Sometimes you question why they put it in, but when it starts going like this, you have to enforce it.
Yeah, and it's a good rule to have at racetracks. You know, back growing up at the fairgrounds, it'd always make you mad when you see a car spin out and you'd sit there and wait for the yellow and
Take off.
As
soon as they drop the yellow flag, they run. And I get to listen to it. You get to listen to it. It just aggravates everybody because they know, and they've been told in the drivers' meetings.
Yeah.
They're told up front what to expect the whole night through. It's not a surprise. It's at every racetrack, every night. It doesn't matter if it's a Friday, Saturday, or they do a special week deal. Every one of these drivers know that this is how it's going to be. The flagman tells them, this is how I'm going to do it. It's my way or the infield, whichever way you want to go.
Absolutely.
And you always find that one that has to do it. And they warn them. And then they get mad if they, shake the flag at them, or they actually throw it on them, depending on what the flagman decided he wanted to do. It's just, but it slows the show down so much.
Yes.
And when you've got cars out there, especially like this, everybody's fighting for a spot. Nobody's giving up. And you got one guy that stops it.
Right, yeah.
You can't get that kind of racing action by restarting every other lap. And when they get these cars rolling, oh, sweet baby Jesus, hang on. It's going to be a good time.
Okay, so some beautiful poetry and motion once they get rolling and going. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Yeah, we got a couple more gathered up over there. It looks like the 75 of Bledsoe and Biggs in the 75 or the 86R. And that will be 2 on the 86 machine. Tough break for Bledsoe. Bledsoe was up into the top 4.
We did this the last time with this class. We started with 20 cars on the field, and we've got as many on the infield now as we do on the track.
Oh, we got two of them stuck together here. Looks like the Terry machine, and I can't tell. There's a 23S. I don't know. They stopped at an official, so maybe they had a question. I don't know 100%. They stopped towards the official, so I don't know if they had a question on it or what that was. But
well, these guys are told all the time that if they have a problem, stop. Let the officials check it, make sure they're safe. But
green pack out here. Jayton Golden in the 6J showing the way. Jayden Goldman still showing the way to Brent in second. McRoberts out to third in that 75 machine. Bledsoe back to fourth in the 75, 875. And then Riviana a little bit back down to Lewis Alcorn. And the 23X of Atkins and the 17M of Megan Terry. Starting to click off some laps now as we are rolling and going. Goldman in the 6J. Starting to pull away from Deacon McRoberts into 75. Demit back to third as Roberts made the passes. We got 5 more times around the racetrack here for Jayton Goldman in the 6J. Deacon McRoberts into 75. Demit in the 70. Bledsoe in the 75. Atkins in the 23X. Terry in the 17M and Alcorn in the 28 machine. Will lap traffic slow up Jayton Goldman. He has caught the backside of the cars. And that's going to get Deacon McRoberts a chance to run him down. Jayton Goldman looking to the inside. He's going to clear one of them. White flag is in the air. Does he have enough room to hold him off? Into turn 3 and coming out of turn 4. Your A-main winner will be Jayton Goldman. All right, Deacon McRoberts. Ace Bledsoe, Jace DeMint, Braxton Atkins, Megan Terry, and Lois Alcorn bringing out the field.
Once they started making some laps, there was a lot of racing going on.
Yes, there was, man. They got him strung out, got him going, and lap traffic came in there late for Jayton Goldman and had Deacon McRoberts got a chance to get to the backside bumper. I don't know if Deacon had enough for him if they didn't get into lap traffic, but it made for a great finish there at the end there.
He just kind of ran out of laps on that one. But, you know, the best part of that was you had better racing in the back
Oh, yeah.
than you did up front. I mean, that's just a dream right there of an announcer.
I mean, they ended up at .331, the total difference between Jayton Goldman and Deacon McRoberts there. So I tell you what, tomorrow night, I don't know. I think it's 2 complete shows. I don't think we're locking anybody in.
No, not locking anybody in. It's 2 shows.
So Goldman's going to have to come back around for the next one tomorrow night and try to go back-to-back. You know, not having the luxury of being locked in on the front row. But, you know, when you get to that second night, you're not locked in. You're not locking anybody. It's a whole different ball game.
Oh, yeah. And I guarantee tomorrow when we get here, or when you get here, I should say, but this track's going to be completely different tomorrow. It's not going to have any rubber on it. I guarantee you they're going to cut it down. They're going to water the snot out of it again, and they're going to make this a totally different track for tomorrow night. So the setup you've got right now that you did so good on, it might only be a mediocre setup.
Absolutely. You know, we are going to see, I guarantee you, about 10, 15 minutes after this 500A feature is done here in, 3 more races. We got Powder Puff, Junior 3s, and 500. So after that 500, this little machine right down here, I guarantee you it'll be cutting that track up.
Oh, yeah. He's got that little auger bit on the front of that thing. And he goes in there, and it only cuts, 1.5 inches, 2 inches of the top of it off. But then when he waters it, it gets a little bit deeper. But the water, I haven't seen dust come off this thing yet.
Not yet at all.
And the best part of it is the water truck stayed on the infield for most of the night.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get that luxury every time we're out here. Usually it's every 4th or 5th race. We got to throw some water at it to get it down and get it where it's dry or wet enough that these guys can get a hold of it. But I don't know if you was watching or not. Ain't nobody come up to the top yet. I haven't seen anybody rim riding this thing. So them 500 guys might be a little bit nervous. Is the top up there?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, got things going on in my ears listening to everything going on. But yeah, like you said, the setup you have on your car tonight, it will be completely different. You know, as we said, we had the luxury of not having the water machine out there so often. and going and stuff. So it's been nice. It's also been kind of smooth. You know, we're at 11:36. I mean,
Good
normally
grief,
at
we're
11:36, we're starting at like the Junior 1A feature. So.
Yeah. We might accidentally, you know what? I might get home before my wife goes to bed. That'll be something in its own going racing.
Right?
But you know one thing I like about this? I enjoy the snot out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, Powder Puff A feature out onto the racetrack. Your pole car, the 66 of Nicole Terry, to the outside, the 17S of Kirsten Bradley. The next row, the A1 of April Robinson and the 90 of Mabry Robinson. Yellow flag coming out on the racetrack. Yellow flag coming out. It's like, I think that's the 17S. 17S of Bradley bringing out the yellow. Single file start. Here we go. 90 machine showing the way. Green flag back in the air. Mabry Robinson going to show the way early on here in the 90, followed by the battle for second here. Second right now is the 66 of Terry. 17 spins around again and keeps on rolling and going. Mabry Robinson out front now. It is the one machine of April Robertson. Nicole Terry back at third. Bradley in fourth. Halfway through this Powder Puff A main. Mabry Robinson showing the way in the 90 car. The battle is right now for second between April Robinson and Nicole Terry in the 66. Terry losing a little bit of ground there out of turn 4. Mabry Robinson on a Friday night drive, just cruising around 81 Raceway here in Minko, Oklahoma. Battle now trying to get April Robinson trying to get around the lap car of Bradley. White flag is going to wave one more time around for Mabry Robinson. No problem, no pressure for her at all. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Out of turn 4. Your A main win will go to Mabry Robinson in the 90. Second place coming home will be April Robinson in the A1. Third will officially be Megan Terry in the 66. And the 17S of Bradley, Kirsten Bradley, will finish 4th.
Sorry, David. I had to go down and give my driver the bump, the fist bump, to make sure she's all good to go and strapped in on everything.
5th bump. Is she going? So she's starting 8th. Is she going to start there? You going to tag her to the back again?
I think she's opted to tag to the back. She wasn't real happy with us when we first brought it out because we took it all the way down and we made it real loose. She didn't like that in hot laps, so yeah.
We'll see what happens here. Get her some more laps in. 500s. You're up next. 500s. Let's start getting them up. All right, junior threes coming out. Your pole car is scheduled to be the 99A of Abe Burkholder. To the outside will be the 45 of Weston Hicks. Your next row will have the 3B of Natalie Brewer and the X2 of Kane Matlock. Third row inside, the 21C of Cole Dirksen and the C19 of Carson Johnson. Your seventh starter, fourth row inside will be the 01F of Kelby Fetters. And the C4 is scheduled to be there of Kaylee Martin, but she will drop to the back. Your next row will have Lainey Costello in the 2, Rylan Graff in the 7, and your final starter will be the 11G of Gentry Shive. Green flag in the air. We are racing here for junior threes. Oh, we got two together over here. Looks like the 21C and the C19. So that is Cole Dirksen and Carson Johnson coming to a stop over here at the exit of turn 4.
I don't think she's still happy with that. It looks like it still might be a little loose. But these young guys right here, I had to walk through and knuckle bump half of them because, I mean, you get to see them every Friday and Saturday night. It's just so much fun to watch these kids grow up.
Absolutely, just during that powder puff race, maybe Robinson picking up the win and stuff. I remember calling her one of her first junior sprint races out at I-44 a while back ago. I don't want to date her or my age, but she's been around the racetrack for a while. Junior threes, we're going to go single file start here. So Burkholder is going to be out front. Matlock up to second in the X2. And then it is. Lights are going to go out. We're going to go back racing here. Burkholder, Matlock. The 45 machine is in third. That is Hicks. As a green flag waves, everybody gets by the cone here. So we are off and running here. Burkholder trying to hold off that X2. Oh, a little bit of contact there. And Hicks is going to get by for second. As Burkholder falls back to third. And then followed by, looks like Brewer into 3B. And then you have the 2 machine of Costello. Oh, we got one around. Is that the 3B? That looks like the 3B of Brewer. Bringing out the yellow, looking the wrong way on the infield. Right at the start-finish line. Looks like he's rolling and going, so he will tag the back of this field. Kane Matlock looking to pull off a double here tonight.
It'd be pretty impressive. That's hard to do, especially in the classes that they're running in.
Yes, sir, absolutely. He had a little bit better starting spot this one here. He started 4th as opposed to starting 12th earlier in the night. Just got the word we got 4 laps in the books. Single file start here. No passing till you pass the cone, and the green flag is in the air, and we are racing once again. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. They keep going. Matlock still showing the way in that X2. And you've got after him is the 45 machine of Hicks. And then you have the 01 of Fetters making the way up. Fetters trying to get the second. Fetters will take over second. But Hicks is going to go back to the bottom side and take it right back. They are battling him for second. Meanwhile, King Matlock is getting away in the X2. It is Matlock And then you have Hicks and Fetters battling for second. And the 2 of Castillo is up there into top 4. Buckholder holding on to top 5 status right now. 2 cars that caused the early caution, the C19 of Johnson and the 21C of Dirksen, back to 6th and 7th, respectfully. As we come back through, now Dirksen takes over that 6th spot. The white flag is in the air. We've got one more time around for Kane Matlock. He's got no pressure from behind. He's got a few cars in front of him, but he's not going to catch them. Coming out of turn 4, your A-main win will go to Kane Matlock in the X2. Fetters will finish second. Looks like Hicks will round out your top 3. Castillo 4th, and Buckholder will hold on for a top 5 finish.
I know most people won't call that a win, but I'm going to take that one. She finished every lap. She passed a few cars. A few of them were under power. Some of them were up in the fence, but she passed them. She done it right. I mean, I'm going to call that a good one. She finished it.
I'm like you. There's not a whole lot of moral victories, but, for only, her 7th time in the car now?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of parents would be unhappy with that, but I'm not. I'm pure happy. She got out there. You could tell she was a little nervous when she got around some cars, but she powered right on through it. She's got the power. That motor that's on there is amazing, and it just burns. And she was trying to move up a little bit. I got to watching her. She's about half track up, and she found something up there them last few laps.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to tell her, just run the middle. Run the middle. That car's not going to get up high. But it will get down. I don't want her down low because that berm, she'll eat that thing alive.
Right.
But I'm going to call that a good one. That was, you got to set your standards low to start off with. But I don't think there's any low standards fixing to happen right here.
Not at all.
This is your 500A feature.
All 16 cars, if they all make the call to the track. So it is going to be a wild one here. Our final A main of the night. We're at 11:50 Central Time for anybody watching out there on the YouTube land who may be not in the Central area. 11:50 at night. That's I'm calling that a win. 11:50 at night, and we're rolling the last feature.
It dang sure is. But you know what the best part of it is? I don't ever sit down when I'm calling these things, and I don't know how anybody is going to stay in their seat.
You notice I will sit, and then I'll start to go to the one knee, then I'm off the knee. Oh.
My youngest son does a little bit of video in over at I-44, and he come in the other night. He stuck his phone up on a tripod and just let it watch me, see what I did. And I got to watch that this week. I'm insane. I don't know how I can walk on Sunday mornings. I'm bouncing around up there, and especially when it comes A feature time.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody puts it out on the line, and it's all there, and everybody's fighting for position. I'm bouncing as hard as the parents are that are watching.
So when you're out at I-44, do you stay up in the booth during the A-mains and stuff? Or?
I've got a wireless mic, but I don't trust it sometimes, and pipes mess with it.
Yeah.
So I like to stay up in the booth so everybody can hear me. And we all know Brent Bartlett videos over there at I-44.
Uh-huh.
And this way, when they spend their money to buy that video, they can get a good audio along with it. But I tell you what, Brent Bartlett and that camera over there at Brent Bartlett per video, he puts together one heck of a disc for every race he's at.
Yes, he does.
He's videoing for us tonight, and he sells these videos. So if you see a video a race that you really like and you want to watch it over and over again, find the camera, find Brent Bartlett, and $10, you got a full night's worth of racing.
Absolutely.
And the best part about it is, on some of them, you get to hear me. I'm not conceited, I'm convinced.
I don't know how many people want to re-listen to me. They probably just mute it and watch it when I'm on the races. But
I figure that Brent sits over there with his finger on the button and says when I'm getting too loud or something, he might turn me down a little bit.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I've done a lot of jobs, but I've never had so much fun doing a job as I do with this.
Absolutely. Like they say, you find something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And if I could do this full time, I would love it. Well, we got the 500s out on the track. Let's give them the lineup here. Your pole car will be that 93 of Reno Mador. To the outside will be the 01K of Bradley Kilmer. Your next row will have the 32K of Cutter Guerrera and the 6 of John Kilmer. Row number 3, the 3K of Kaylee Pennington and the 00 of Kyle Keeler. Next row, the 23K of Jordan Kluver and the 2L of Lee Schritter. Your next row will have the 7D of Jay Stamit and the 777s of Johnny Moore. Your next row will have Tyler Lee in the 51T and Tatum Bonson in the 01T. Your 7th row will have Jace Nolan in the 8J, Kirk Berkeley in the 01. Your final row will have the 21C of Case Piper and the 56 of Chad Riley. We are rocking and rolling here and going for the 500A feature. Yep. 2 around. Looks like Bradley Kilmer and Jace DeMint and Bradley Kilmer.
Hey, David.
To a stop here.
We got through 1 and 2.
We got through 1 and 2.
We didn't make 3 and 4.
We got close. We got close.
It was almost there.
Tough one for DeMint and Kilmer both. They started up towards the front. Gonna have to tag the back here in the 500s, and they're at that all-important now. They have 1 caution against them, so can't make any more mistakes from here on out if you want to finish out this 500 race.
You got to pick and choose your battles here. You just got to know when and where to hit it. You know, the best part about it, DeMint and Kilmer have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
They got their work cut out for them because ain't nobody up in front of them going to just say, oh, here,
no.
let me let you go by.
I'm sorry, you spun earlier. Here you go.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we say it, Kilmer and DeMint have both been around for a long time. Kilmer, for the age that she is, has got a lot of experience in different kind of cars. I mean, she runs out of I-44 restrictors and stuff and everything like that. So
you know what I like about him? He won't hit you.
Yeah.
But he'll put that wheel on you. And you know it's there. You can feel it. And every time, you know, you think, oh, God, he's going to hit me here. He just stays right where he's at. But you know he's there, and he waits for you to mess up.
Absolutely. Lights are out. Green flag up next. Into 3 out of 4. We were going. Reno Mador gonna lead lap number 1 with John Kilmer, or Bradley Kilmer in second. And then you got Keeler in the 00 running third. Kluver up to 4th. And Pennington and Lee battling out for 5th right now. John Kilmer making his way from the back of the pack back towards the front. 06 machine. It is still Reno Mador showing the way with Brian Gilmore right here in the 01K. Tom Peter in the 00. Jordan Kluver in the 23. Lee in the 51. And the 2 L of Schritter right there. Oh, now John Kilmer. Oh, trouble for Kluver pulling into the infield. Weeks ago having problems here tonight. Look at them. They got to the left car, the 18. Mador gets by. Oh, it's going to hold up the second place car. Now it's going to get together with the second, third. Oh, Lee shoots through the tail for second. From 4th to 2nd, they got hung up on the lap car. Tyler Lee taking over. Second place with Brian Kilmer still right there with him. Up to the 4th spot. There is John Kilmer back from the back up to 5th now. Taylor back to 6th. Tatum Bonstead in 7th. And you got DeMint in the 7th. After DeMint, Johnny Moore, Chad Riley, Connie Pennington, and Jace Nolan hanging up. Reno Medor now again. Medor gets by the Nolan. Oh, yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out for the 56 of Chad Riley, sitting on the infield right there. And I had to take a breath there for a minute. You had the lap car of Nolan hanging up first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Your fifth place car went to second.
I tell you what, I was impressed. I was waiting for somebody to find it. And Lee Schritter in that 2J jumped up there first. And he hit the top side. And my gosh, he was gone. But Kilmer followed him up there about 4 cars back. And Kilmer just set him up, getting on the top side in 1 and 2, and then he just drove through the bottom, coming through 3 and 4. Now him and Schritter are nose to tail. One's on the top, one's on the bottom, and ain't neither one of them give up yet. But Schritter is all the way up here, almost bumping the catch fence coming out of 4. But I have a feeling Kilmer's not going to wait much longer to get up on top. But he's still got Briley, Reno, and Lee in front of him.
And Schritter is on the outside for this next restart. Watching through there, Kyle Keeler was also starting to kind of, during those cool-down laps, he was going up to the top side to see what was up there. So Keeler started on the outside as well.
You know they want it because these guys love to run the top. I have a feeling a lot of them are going to hit the fence.
Absolutely. Here we go. Back. There it is to the high side. Bouncing off the wall is Schritter. You called it right there. He tried to knock the wall down coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, but did you see the bite he got after the bump?
Absolutely. He flew out of there.
Shot. Wow.
Well, you know Kyle Keeler and Jace DeMint are watching that behind him because they're starting on the outside rows as well.
Oh, yeah. Knowing those 2 drivers, now that they're single file, Schritter is going to just scream up through the top. And Lee and Medor both went to the bottom. That was kind of odd to see Medor throw the defensive move that quick on that start. I figured he'd want to try to get a quick buffer between him and second. But Lee has not let him get away at all.
Not at all. And Bradley Kilmer sitting there in third. You got Schritter sitting there fourth. John Kilmer up to the top 5. As we talked, you got to be careful if you're John Kilmer. You've already got that 1 yellow on you, but now it's go time here.
Yeah, but they lined Schritter right back up on the top side. It's fixing to get fun.
It looks like, according to my race pass, we have 13 laps down, 7 to go here.
This is going to be a wild 7 laps right here.
Yes, sir, it is. Look at Schritter looking to the high side as we go back green. Gonna try to get up there high. Bouncing off the wall. Now Kilmer to the bottom side, trying to take over that spot. Riley Kilmer to second. Reno Medor still your leader. Riley Kilmer in second. Lee back to third. Schritter gonna beat down that field. There's those third clouds again. Coming after us. Kyle Keeler just spraying us. Reno Medor still showing the way in that 93. Got some distance between himself and Bradley Kilmer. Schlitter, and they are going to try to knock the wall down here tonight at 81 Raceway. Catching that lap car once again of Nolan. Oh, he's going to have some problems. The white flag comes out. One more time around. Down the back straightaway, no pressure for Reno Medor. Into turn number 3, out of turn 4, your AMA winner, Reno Medor, followed by Bradley Kilmer, Lee Schritter, Tyler Lee, John Kilmer, your top 5. Then it is Kyle Keeler, Kurt Berkeley, Jace DeMint, Chad Riley, Johnny Moore, rounding out your top 10. That was I haven't seen that much dirt fly into an announcer's face in a long time right there.
If that tail tank on that 00 is halfway straight,
I'd be surprised.
I'm shocked if it is. Here he comes by. It's actually pretty straight. I don't know how.
I don't know how.
Was
He
plowing
was
that dirt off the wall.
beating off turn 4, beating the wall down. Schritter there late. He went low again to try to protect that third spot and stuff, but
Yeah,
Kyle
but-
Keeler was hanging it out on the high side.
Well, one thing about Kyle Keeler you never have to guess was, did he give it 100%?
Absolutely.
Because that boy is he's a monster up there. And
Yes,
he,
sir.
He doesn't care if it's on the top or the bottom, but it sure is fun to watch him run that top side.
He is a racer. Ladies and gentlemen, as Reno Medora giving some victory donuts down there,
4.
we
only
want to
got
thank each and
4.
every one of you guys for making this Friday night your home here at 81 Raceway. Once again, don't forget this is a 2-day show, so we'll be back again tomorrow night, ready to rock and roll once again. I looked at probably, I would say at least 10, maybe 15 more carts probably showing up tomorrow night for the second half here of the Summer Nationals. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, after this weekend, we do have about a month off until the end of August before our next race. So a little bit of a summer break for us during the month of August. So, Neil, it was a pleasure having you up here again tonight with me.
Man, it's always a blast. If I wasn't such a